Hey guys, welcome back to NAB Show Live 2015. I'm Callie Lewis.
And I'm David Foster.
And we're geeks.
Yes, we are.
If you can't tell.
Yes, yeah. If the shirts weren't enough.
It's kind of cold in here today.
Yeah, yesterday my legs felt like we were standing on ice.
So we decided to do something about that. So welcome to the show. It is the last day of NAB Show. Wow, it's been a fast-moving week.
It has. It's been like 15 days or something like that.
Something like that. And to kick it off today, we have Steven from Blade Helis, right?
Yep.
And your parent company is?
Horizon Hobby.
Horizon Hobby. I wanted to say Verizon for some reason. I'm on
Don't
my
say
mobile device. You know, you guys started with little toy RC helicopters.
Yeah.
You have something a little bigger for us.
Yeah, we know we're a global manufacturer. We started out with actually distribution about 30 years ago, and so today we're into the camera drone world. We still support all of our existing consumers, and we do have radio systems, cars, boats, airplanes, that kind of stuff. We're here at NAB to display our camera products. In front of us we have the Blade 350 QX3. This is our kind of our top level camera drone right now, perfect for the consumer recreational user, someone that is wanting to get out there and get a camera drone. I'm sure pretty much everybody here has at least seen enough drones for their day's fill.
Well,
at the
I
show.
don't think anybody can get enough fill of drones. And this is a big push actually for NAB show this year with the drones and robotics pavilion.
Right.
And so you know, everybody loves drones.
Absolutely.
So we like to hear the new and greatest. So here we have a built-in camera, it looks like, correct?
Yeah, this is our Seago 2 camera. This is a 3-axis stabilized camera here. So it is fully stabilized while in the air. It is 3-axis, so yaw, roll,
I know you want to play
pitch.
with that, don't you, David?
I do. I was earlier. That's just cool.
Yeah, the cool thing about the camera here is that it's actually removable too, so it's not integrated to the drone. You can actually pull it off and then clip it to a handheld pistol grip and have a on-the-ground Steadicam, basically.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
So
that's
it's very
awesome.
cool that it's not just a flying product, it's also you can use it on the ground too. That's sold separately, but it's a nice feature to have on something like this.
That's awesome.
The systems on this make it very easy to fly. We have our technology called SAFE technology. That stands for Sensor Assisted Flight Envelope, but for our purposes it means that it's super easy to fly, that anybody can go out and have a good time and be successful flying. These things can be intimidating, but we've tried to take all that out of it. They still have spinning propellers, but for the most part, I can give this to somebody that has never flown before, and they can be out there making some cool movies.
It just beeped at us.
It beeps every 1 minute to let you know that it's on.
Okay.
It's like,
if the lights
here.
weren't signing up.
Yeah, exactly.
So how long can you fly this thing?
This one will fly for about 13 to 15 minutes.
Oh,
now, some people may not think that's a long time, but the batteries are pretty inexpensive, and you can have multiples on hand. They're easy to change out, and if you think about it, flying something in the air for 15 minutes it's pretty taxing on your brain, especially if you've not flown before. So 13 minutes to 15 minutes is a pretty good.
And that's with the
solid
camera
time.
going and everything.
Yep, you could be filming the whole time, recording to a micro SD that's on board the camera below it there.
Okay.
And you can have up to a 32 gig card. It comes with a class 10 8 gig card on board.
And this is your own camera, or is that the?
Yeah, we actually work with Unique over here. They're a good manufacturer. We've been working with them for quite a while, so they've helped us with this camera system here. So it's a great 1080p, 60 frames per second camera. It shoots awesome footage. All the footage we're running in the booth right now is completely raw and unedited. It's just clipped together, so people can see that it's we don't have to edit it down. There's no jello effect and vibration in the camera.
Right.
It is truly a very good, almost like a tripod in the sky.
So now, if I were to slide cash over this table to you to take this home,
We'll just turn the cameras off first.
How much would I have to slide you?
So this one would be for you, show special this week, $9.29. Normally they're $9.99.
Oh, wow.
So
For you and the other 100,000
Yeah.
people who
Right,
are here.
Wow, thanks.
Yeah.
I feel special.
So, but yeah, typically it's $9.99. But that's going to come with this as you see it in the box. You're going to get a radio system, and then you just need your smart device, whether it's Android or Apple. You can use a tablet or a cell phone, and that's going to be where all your video link comes down to.
Oh, cool.
So it's pretty standard there, but it's using a 5.8 gigahertz Wi-Fi. So you need a newer smartphone. But it does transmit on that, and the reason it's 5.8 is so that it doesn't interfere with our radio link, which is 2.4.
Right. Okay. And this is just an antenna.
Right, so this is a neat feature. You don't usually see it on something of this size. This is the GPS antenna. So that's kind of what keeps you in the position in the air, right? It's the thing that's kind of what's in everyone's phones and in their cars. You got to have it for flying to maintain position without having to fly too hard. But the reason why it's on a mast is to get it away from all the electronics that are on board. Okay. Everything makes electric noise, right? Yeah. Getting it away from all the interference, getting it up and away is the best possible connection to satellites.
And it has return home features,
Yep, it has return home. You flip a switch and it will come home. If you turn the radio off, it'll come home and land, all that. It also has something called the safe circle, which is actually a barrier that builds around the pilot. Anybody standing near the pilot, about a 30-foot diameter barrier around that pilot so that it won't fly into it. And the reason for that is just to build confidence in the pilot. You can turn that off if you want, and then but it just keeps the drone away from the pilots when they're learning to fly. Okay. And then there's also
so there's no attack of the drone scenario?
Yeah, we're not going to have an Audi commercial on our hands. And there's also external geofencing too, so you can turn it on to not go a certain distance altitude-wise or distance away from you.
Well, and what about, as the battery starts to die, if it's in the air, does it come home, or
we don't like to pull control away from the operator typically, so we don't have an actual at low battery X voltage it comes home. It will alert you pretty significantly on the back here with a red light. It's a strobing light, red, green, blue, and that gets faster and faster and faster as it gets lower and lower in battery. So there's plenty of visual cues, and a lot of times if you're looking at it, which you should be anyway, maintaining line of sight, you're going to see that visual cue and know it's time to land.
And does it cue you on the device as well?
It doesn't cue you on the device. Okay. The device is generally just it's a very simplified app. It's record, stop and start, and then also take a photo. It's 16 megapixel stills, and then you can change the frame rate of the camera from 1080p to 60 frames to 48 frames or 50 frames.
Okay.
Have you guys had your customers send you footage?
Oh yeah.
What's the most
these things are just massive user content generators.
Yes, they certainly
so we have definitely our fill of user content, and yeah, there's some great videos out there. We sent a few out, of course, to techies and bloggers and everybody else out there, and people just find the craziest stuff to shoot. So we're always excited to see things. We've even seen one land in the ocean, and we get the footage back. So it's quite you get some interesting videos.
But you're not saying it's waterproof.
I'm not saying it's waterproof. Yeah, we did work with them.
All you'd have to do is put some floaties on here.
On impact, can we have a floaty come out? That'd be awesome. Well, very, very cool. I love seeing new drones. Obviously, everybody here at NAB Show is enjoying the drone existence. Oh, yeah. I'm thinking when I get my hands on this that we're going to try that whole Audi drone.
Yes. What if I slipped you 915 right now?
Wow.
We might be able to work something out.
Okay, all right.
Well, he's going to continue negotiating. We're going to find some more people to show you awesome stuff here at NAB Show. Real quick, where can they go to find out more information?
You can go to horizonhobby.com. We're located in the South Upper Hall, right by the drone cage over there. So,
what's your booth number? Do you know?
SU13202.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Steven.
Thank you, guys. Thanks.
And thank you guys for joining us here at NAB Show, the last day. But don't worry, we have a lot more coming at you. And be sure to use the hashtag NAB Show to get on our tag board. Thank you, David.
Yep.
Yeah, you close it out. I'm going to just distract him.
Take off. So, yeah, thanks to everybody. Like I said, like she was saying, hashtag NAB Show, and you can end up on our tag board with your images and stuff. Yeah, Dave's going to fade to black, but yeah, we'll talk. Thanks.
Where did he go?
Wow, thanks, man. Out of sight, out of mind, right?
Thank you so much.
Hey, and who do we contact to get if we do a demo unit or something? Do you do that?
Yeah, we can. I can send an email.
There you go. Alrighty, cool. Thanks. Oh, there we go. Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
The guy in our ear production guy back, he has no seniority though, but Dave Curley.
They are fighting over.
Hey, how come
seniority.
I can't hear myself all of a sudden?
Because Dave decided to.
Yeah, Dave just cut me off.
Dave just cut you off. Hey, guys, I have the chat room up, and let's see.
Foster needs a drone to capture the stand-up paddleboarding action. Yes.
Yes,
that would actually be very cool.
We totally do.
I wonder if I could control a drone from the stand-up paddleboard.
Yeah, of course you could.
Well, but I'd have to have a paddle in one hand.
Well, you wouldn't be able to paddle.
Follow
Yeah,
me
if
feature,
it had a follow me feature,
we just
you
wouldn't be
could
able to
do
go out
that.
too far because
Right. Well, those things have pretty.
we're going to have to try that. I think we are going to definitely have to try that.
Vertex Wolf says, I'm waiting for the real drone wars to begin.
T2, Skynet.
Skynet, yeah. Hey, there we go. No. I was talking to the 3DR guys, and they said their autopilot software was open source used by lots of devs of other companies, so having noob mode might be possible. Says, you
need a noob mode right away because I have never flown one other than that little tiny one we had in the office.
That little bitty one?
The mini drone.
Carter said that he was going to, teach us all, I believe. Didn't you say that, Carter? No,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure I heard you say it.
Yeah, he did. Oh, are we going to get a spotlight on us?
Nice. No, you don't want that spotlight on you. Not at this distance. Wow.
Would that mount on the top of my
That's awesome.
my iPhone?
I'm sure there's an app for that.
Yeah? You guys have a lightning connector?
A lightning connector.
It'd be nice if you could like Bluetooth into
Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be awesome.
Get on that. That's a feature request. Wow.
You're David, right?
I am David.
Awesome.
I'm David as well. So.
And so, as you're getting set up and everything, this is the close-up camera right here.
Yeah,
So,
there's, like, stuff back
okay,
here that I'm gonna
perfect.
show off,
And
I'll make sure that-
you
Yeah,
just do your
he'll
thing. As
zoom
long
in
as
on
it's
it,
kind
yeah.
of pointing that direction, he will zoom and get it.
Yes, he is mic'd.
He is mic'd.
Oh, he's
Is
not
he
plugged in
plugged
yet.
in yet?
No.
Okay.
Hey,
Ken
Ken.
is working on it. Vertex says, I think the public would
you're
be
gonna
more
be able to
accepting of drones if
put
they
a
were made
tree
to look
out
like
there,
cute
aren't you?
flying
Is that a
animals. What
tree,
about
a
like
bush?
cute
What
little
is that?
flying squirrels? A squirrel-looking drone. The Sugar Glider Drone Company. That's right, Dave.
Sugar glide.
Sugar Glider
I'm
Drone
David.
Company. Dave said in the back,
Oh.
curly.
Yeah. Don't call me sugar.
Ow, woo.
Wow. Did you
Woo, hello.
like a squirrel?
How about flying cats? Yes, I remember that YouTube video.
They should make a drone big enough to put a cat harness
They should.
under. Yes.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
It would.
That wouldn't get PETA on you at all.
You know what though? That way Abby could actually come with us paddleboarding.
Right.
Um,
Can you? Okay.
Okay, sounds
That's all
good.
we got. Okay. Loud enough.
You're good. Yeah,
You are good. So basically what's going to happen is he and I are going to open to this camera right here. And then once we introduce you, then you'll be on camera, not before. And just let's have a fun conversation, enjoy ourselves. No question, answer, but just have fun. And then, of course, you know the demo camera, and that should be it. But you can ignore the cameras.
Oh, this is the German segment? Okay, so we have to speak German on this one.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
You good with that?
danke.
Okay,
okay.
good.
Sprechen die-
Oh,
Don't-
he's gonna.
So that's the extent.
Oh,
He's
really?
gonna do
I
way
think
better
we have
than
the
I
think
am.
we have the wrong guy. No. No, we were just playing. This is Pig
Oh
Latin,
no,
actually.
it's not German. It's Pig Latin. They were joking with us in there.
Ik pay atten lay.
Yes.
Man, you were on the
Wow.
elementary
Yep.
school for
Oh,
me.
Seriously.
they're running the intro now, so you can practice.
K-O-K.
Hey guys, welcome back to to NAB
Yeah.
Show Live 2015. It's the last day, and my voice is happy to hear it.
It is. And
That's
yes, it
David.
is the last day. Yes, I'm David Foster. It's Callie Lewis. And it has been it feels like a full week.
It
already.
does. It has been. But I have learned so much this week, and I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves. We still have a lot more coming to you. including right now we have ETC. David, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
What is ETC?
So ETC is a company, Electronic Theater Controls. We started in 1975, and we are a global manufacturer based out of Madison, Wisconsin, and we make entertainment lighting systems, anything from power panels and dimmers to lighting controllers to automatic rigging machines to luminaires, which is what I'm going to be showing you today.
Ooh, I like the luminaires.
Yeah, me too. They put on a good concert.
Yes.
Yes, they do. We're actually lighting a good portion of this stage right here with our fixtures out in the rig.
Nice. So, okay, show us what you got then. I mean, it sounds like you have all sorts of gear over there. Is that basically one set and all broken up, or is it different pieces?
So, the Source 4 is one of the most renowned entertainment lighting fixtures in the industry. And with the advent of LED technology, we've been able to do things optically that we've never been able to do before. So we have a light that can act as a spotlight, which is what the Source 4 is known for. But you have the ability to swap the lenses out, and I'm going to do that in front of everybody here to make it a cyc light, so you can light backdrops.
Nice.
Or you can turn it into a full-on barn doorable Fresnel light, which I'll do in front of you all.
Yeah. Oh, wow. He's going to do magic tricks, David.
Yes, I'm ready.
Magic tricks.
All right, if you're ready. Well,
why
starting off, yes?
Yeah, what do you have on the computer?
On the computer, I have one of our lighting controllers. It's a product called ETC NAB.
Can you turn it this way a little
I
bit,
can
please?
absolutely turn it this way.
There we go. Oh,
It's a very flexible and full-featured lighting controller, running the same software that's running on many of the TV and award shows and Broadway shows that are out there in the world. But this is just a handy portable version.
So any shows that we're watching from home, they're using this or something like it.
They're using this, probably a version of it that's going to be on one of our lighting controllers, either an Ion console or a Geo console or an EOS console.
Okay.
So dedicated hardware for the actual TV shows themselves. But for moments like this where I'm on location or standing on a stage, I just bring the PC version of it with the ETC NAB, and away I go.
Awesome. So what can it can change colors, it can change temperature?
It can change colors, it can change temperature, I can write cues, I can strobe, I can do it all from this.
Wow.
That's awesome.
So, just digging into the Source 4 LED lighting system itself, it's how we're seeing it right now is we are seeing a full-on spotlight.
Okay.
So this is going to allow you to produce a sharp beam of light that you can shutter cut.
Nice.
You can take the lens tubes in the front of it out and change the beam spread of it. Right now we're looking at a relatively short throw with a 26-degree lens tube, but I can go from 5 degrees, which is really, really narrow, all the way out to 90 degrees, which is really, really wide. In addition to being able to shape the light with the 4 different shutters that are in it, I could also take a gobo, drop it into the gate, and project patterns for like a nice breakup that I can then focus, either very sharply or, softly.
Okay.
So that's nice. But say for the next shot, I don't need this spotlight. I need to light a backdrop of sorts. Well, the great thing about this Source 4 LED system is I can take this spotlight off.
Woo!
Actually, this is neat to see.
That looks awesome.
Without the lens on it, you actually get this really neat look. There's a designer
you can just use that
I know in LA that uses this as like a background effect on music videos.
Now can you make that like go in and out?
Absolutely, I can make that go in and out. I can change the colors of this on the fly, which is nice. Oh wait, am I controlling this?
Live demos.
Always
demos. Tricky.
Yeah, I can absolutely change this if I wanted to. So,
but you don't want
obviously
to.
you really don't want to
obviously
right now.
Not.
Right?
It's well, I could go through and change it like this. I
Oh, that's
suppose.
cool.
So, so in addition to being a really cool gag light with all these LED dots coming out, I can change the beam with this Source 4 LED cyc lens.
Okay.
I place this on the front
And a psych light, a psych lens, is going to give you that nice curvature, so you can.
It's going to give us an asymmetrical beam, so that I can light any backdrop smoothly. Let's say a green screen, or a cyclorama, a set piece, or a backdrop just like this.
So you're not seeing any harsh lines or anything like
Burn,
that.
they call those burn spots or something?
Yes, it does not have a hot spot at the bottom of it. It spreads the light very, very evenly, up about 25 feet. And since this is an LED engine that can change color, you have the versatility to change the color with this engine, which is really nice.
Awesome.
Now, say in the next shot, though, I'm going to use this as a key light. And the key light that I want to use, instead of it being, a sharp beam of light like we were seeing with the spotlight, I'd rather it be that softer Fresnel wash light.
Okay.
So, with this
You're
light
going to give
engine,
it to yourself, aren't you?
we are. So, and
Just
this
going to
is
make that happen.
actually the first show that we are showing this at NAB. We have the new Source 4 LED Fresnel lens. So I slide this on the front of the product, like so.
I like how versatile this thing is.
I lock it into place, and then what I have is a true Fresnel light that is completely versatile in terms of being able to spot
Nice.
at 15 degrees and put it into full flood at 50 degrees. I can grab a barn door and slide it in the front of this. And not only is it a nice wash light, but I have a tremendous amount of beam control
Yeah.
with the barn
Really
door
control that light. Yeah.
to be able to get it off of, the parts of the set that I don't want it to be
Right.
shining onto.
So Janumi is actually asking in the chat room about the price, but suggesting that this might be the best way to outfit an entire studio, kind of more on the cheap, because you're not having to buy a separate light for everything.
Exactly. It's versatile in the sense that, if one shot calls for, me to light something like a green screen, I can take this same light engine and turn it into that psych light.
And
If
then
I need
maybe
to do
switch it around
a
over.
backup, a breakup pattern on the ground, or use it as a sharp backlight, I could put the spotlight lens
Yeah.
on it. And then if I just want it to be a nice, 1K-ish Fresnel front light, I can put the Fresnel lens on it. It also makes it easier for the staff of that particular space to operate it, because it's the same light engine. It's one light engine for them to get comfortable with. And
Indeed.
I'm not really seeing any other company out there that's offering this level of versatility in terms of the optical system from the light engine.
I haven't seen that either. I love that.
No, we think you need to outfit our studio.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's,
So, and not only, so I've been talking about the optics of this. Let's drill in maybe and talk about the LED light engine itself. 'Cause
Absolutely.
we're doing some things that, are really advanced from a technology standpoint. As I've been standing at this show, people walk up and they look at this fixture and they ask me the question, so is this a white light or is this a color-changing light?
you're like,
And,
yeah.
and I'd say yes. It's because what ETC has done is we've pioneered a 7-color mixing system that uses 7 different colors of LEDs to give you not only every single color underneath the rainbow, but to make just absolutely beautiful white lights. So a fixture like this can go from, right now it's at 5,600. We can go from, 2,700 Kelvin up to 6,500 Kelvin. And at each one of those points, you have the capability of going minus green or plus green.
Oh, wow.
So you can color correct it on the fly.
That is awesome.
The lighting fixture itself, because it's LED, we're able to dim it without it shifting in color, which is really, really nice when we're operating it for camera. And as if, having this variability in white light wasn't enough, you can get all sorts of party colors coming out of this. It's so that when you have that shot that, maybe I want to use this as a key light. So I need that, nice medium white light coming out of it. I can do that. Maybe I want to turn this fixture around and use it as a backlight and maybe add some color to the shot that I'm doing. So I can make it like a nice lavender backlight.
Nice.
You
Or
could put
maybe
this behind your desk, Dave.
yeah, absolutely. And maybe I have a shot where I'm, doing a police siren gag. I can get that sort of flexibility
Nice.
coming out of this fixture too. So
We do those every day.
obviously. So it's the name of the game with the Source 4 LED is flexibility. Flexibility in color, flexibility in the optical system. And right now I'm controlling it with DMX.
Okay.
But just the menu itself, if I were to unplug DMX from this, I can use this without a DMX controller. If we zoom in here, the menu structure back here is actually quite phenomenal and intuitive, if we can see this.
Yeah?
I can come up here and change the intensity. If I want to change the color temperature, right now it's at 55, 75 Kelvin. Maybe I want to take it down to 3200 Kelvin. And it says it right there in just plain English, what the numbers are and what it's at. So it's easy to use
That's
on
very
location
awesome.
when maybe you don't have a lighting controller.
How much does it weigh?
So this particular product weighs about, do you know offhand? What, 25? It's about
Okay.
25 pounds.
Okay.
And yes, it's, any other questions?
Price?
So this is the second generation of this product, and we actually have different versions of the product. One that's optimized for color changing, one that's optimized for cool whites, and one that's optimized for warm whites. All of the products can get the full range of color temperatures in kelvins. All of the products can make, different party colors as well. The first generation of the product, we're calling it Series 1. It's going to list for about $1,900 for the light engine,
Okay.
and depending upon the accessories that you get in front of it, whether it be a spotlight or a Fresnel light or a cyc light, it's going to be somewhere in between $150 and $500 list price. The second generation of the product, Series 2 is what we're calling it, and that's what we're looking at here. That's going to list for about $2,300.
Well, and the thing is that's cool is that you are, in essence, replacing, you would need a different light in most situations
Yeah.
to do those things. So, it really saves you money.
Fantastic.
I'm being
Yeah.
told that this is like a gaffer's dream.
Oh,
It's-
I'm sure it is.
They go out
Absolutely.
on location, and no matter what the next shot is, they have a way to deal with it with this one light engine.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to show us all this and do that big demo. I'm in love. I don't
Where
know
can
what
we
else to
find
say.
you?
You can find us at www.etcconnect.com. If you're at NAB and want to come by and see these things in action, we are at booth CO4247, I believe.
Which
Nobody
is
knows.
Central Hall here?
No.
Nobody
It is the
knows their
Central
booth
Hall.
number.
It's we're in the lighting section. There are a lot of lighting manufacturers around us, so we
Fantastic.
should be pretty easy to find. And if you come to our booth, we actually have sort of like a Dancing with the Stars motif of upside-down dancers above our booth. It's actually quite something to see.
Oh, cool.
All right, well, we're going to go check that out. You guys go to etcconnect.com. And thank you so much for joining us. Thank you guys for joining us this entire week at home to spend your time here at NAB Show with us, even from home.
Yep. Time to go get some breakfast.
I thought we were going to see Upside Down Dancing with the Stars.
I don't think they're going to bring them here, are they?
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, we want 2 of those.
That is
Yeah.
amazing, yeah.
You can just leave that one and we'll come pick the other one up a little bit later.
We'd love to connect with you, after this, after everybody gets home and stuff.
Awesome.
Maybe learn some more. And I don't know if you do review units or anything like that.
Yeah, her real name is Luria, if that's confusing.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's Petrucci, Italian.
Petrucci.
Petrucci.
So,
Where are you guys from?
I'm from Los Angeles. Our company
Hey guys, welcome to our 2015 NAB show, continuing live coverage here in Las Vegas. I'm John P.
I'm Scott Ellis. It just keeps getting better.
It does. It gets way better. Everybody's going to like this one for lots of reasons. But we have been showcasing the service called Tagboard here. You probably didn't even know what we were doing, but Dave's been pulling things up on the monitor. We've also got, there you go, just like that.
Good look.
We've also got it embedded in the website at geekbeat.tv/tagboard. We've got it on monitors here on the show floor, and now we also have Jenny and Brianna joining us from Tagboard. It's just, you guys are getting like, they didn't even pay for this. It's ridiculous, you know, so.
Thanks for having us. This is so exciting to be here.
Welcome. Good to have you guys.
Well, whenever you guys submitted, you know, to come on the show, and I saw it, I thought, this looks interesting.
Yeah.
And then I went to the website and I checked it. I was like, this could be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then we conversed a little bit via email. I said, you know.
Let's try it out.
Yeah, why not? What do we got to lose, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So you hooked us up with this cool account, and so I want to talk about all this. First of all, let's start with what is Tagboard and what's the concept here?
Sure. Tagboard brings together the social media conversation out on all the social platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Vine, Google+, and Flickr. And it brings it together for broadcast companies, sporting teams, or brands that want to monitor the conversation out there. And then they can select the top conversation and then display it to their audience within seconds.
Yeah.
So it's exactly like what you guys are doing. People are using the hashtag NAB show. So you're bringing it all together here. And then you can select the best content you want to share. As soon as you approve it, it goes up onto the displays that you're using as well.
Cool. Now, one of the things, so I know it's easy to use because I had absolutely no training whatsoever, and I just started clicking on things and they started appearing, and so that was good. But I'm sure it can do a lot more than that. So maybe let's turn the computer and we'll let them see a little bit of the interface. We got the camera right there, though.
There you go.
I don't know if you could. It's an awkward view there. So first of all, to get started, what we did was we created an account by just linking it up with Twitter.
Yep.
Like, logged into Twitter and bang, we have an account or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Now the
Can
other
I
thing
go?
is, are the accounts free? You have free versions, paid versions. What's the deal? A test drive? How does it work first?
So anyone can go to tagboard.com right now. You can go on your phone or anywhere that you get the website, and you can search for something you're interested in. So let's say I'm interested in the NAB show. If I can type this while I'm talking. And oops, I pressed shift. There we go. And so what happens once you search that is that it will pull together everyone talking on these 6 social media platforms that you see on the top right-hand side. And you can see all the content out there. So for example, a Portland TV station, there was a missing mother, and everyone used the hashtag to talk about this. The producers utilized Tagboard to bring together the social conversation. They saw a Facebook post from one of the relatives of the missing mother, and they managed to track them down and have them on the show within 2 minutes.
Wow.
If they went to Facebook, they wouldn't know this
Forget
relative's
it.
name, right? They
Yeah.
wouldn't know where to find it. So it's a great to search and discover things as well. You can see how many posts are being posted about this.
Trends.
So for elections, you can see, oh, this person is getting posted 30 times a minute, this is 10 times a minute. So they're obviously more popular on social engagement. And another big thing.
Let me ask you a question about that, because we have all broadcasters here, all people who want to share content. This is incredibly useful for them. Just a licensing kind of question for you, which is, if somebody doesn't have a paid account and they just go to the website and do a search, does your licensing allow them to maybe take a screen capture or share what the results were at that moment, or do they need to have a...
We are partners with all of our social media platforms for broadcast. So working with us and our display platforms, you are doing their broadcast specific rules. And so when you display, you do have to rely on do their guidelines so you're in compliance with them. If you just take a screenshot, then that is just taking it off the web. If you utilize our platform, we know exactly what you have to do. There's things where you can't put different posts next to other posts. They change the rules all the time. So we constantly keep updated with these social platforms. When you use us, you know what you're displaying is in compliance.
So
with all the
theoretically,
social
since
places.
we're using you to do all this stuff, we shouldn't be getting like cease and desist or anything.
No, you are totally fine. We're very friendly with them. Not only that, we have pretty much weekly conversations, and we hear things that are happening, and we know what's going to be happening in summer. We get our clients ready for this. For example, the 49ers use us in their stadium, Levi Stadium, and Flickr is a really big sponsor of the stadium. So they're doing calls to action for people to do photos when they're at the stadium. So we said, okay, we know this is going to happen. We know.
We're on? We
oh,
are
hi.
on.
We are on. I'm not even
Oh, you
listening
can come
to the
on over,
control
Dave.
room. Come on over, Dave.
What's up?
Oh, nothing. It's just a good thing it's the last day because Ken's about to kill me.
Oh, is he?
Why? What'd you do?
People on, off, on, off.
Oh.
It is not the way Ken likes stuff.
No, not at all.
I mean, we could just sit here.
We could just make stuff up.
Yeah.
Pretty people. I think they'd like to look at you. You can strike poses for
With our new geek sweatshirts.
Yeah.
Oh, these have pockets with zippers.
I noticed.
These are good quality.
I freaking love these.
For $45?
They are. They're soft too. Like
Yeah.
inside.
What brand
they're
are they?
soft. I don't know. We got
Vantage.
these. We got these at the NAB show store right here next door to us.
Yeah, so if you want one, $45. Actually,
he
with
didn't want
tax.
the white one because it has sparkles.
Yeah.
It's not that sparkly.
No,
A
but
little-
it'd be
a little
too sparkly for me, I think.
He is mic'd. Can you
Yes,
talk
can
for
you
us?
talk?
Hi.
Sorry.
How
It's
are
okay.
you? I'm
Hello.
Callie.
Hello, George Oliver. Hi, nice to meet you.
George?
Hi.
David. Nice to meet
And I'm sorry, we didn't get any info about you. That's awesome.
He's rude. Got her this
Wait.
sweatshirt, and man.
It should have said diva.
Diva.
Yeah, so this is the close-up camera, so just turn it around
What
a
was
little
that,
bit
Dave?
more like that. And then, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
and then we'll be
princess.
able to, can you work it like that? Okay, perfect. And you said George, correct? Perfect. From Movidian. Movidian. I like that.
Movidian.
I've actually heard of you guys, Movidian. Heard the name. Awesome. Are we ready, guys? Okay. We're about to go live. Hey guys, welcome back to NAB Show Live 2015.
Live.
I'm Callie Lewis. I don't know who I am.
I think I'm David Foster, right?
We
Yeah.
think we're geeks.
Yeah.
So one of the biggest, sections of people here at NAB Show are filmmakers, right? Because this is the place to be to find all the gear and to kind of network with other people. So we actually
It really makes me want to get into video.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you already did with your iographer setup.
Oh, that's true. That is quite true.
I bet a lot of filmmakers are using that iographer.
I would imagine.
And a lot of other filmmakers are using Movidium. Welcome, George.
Hi, Callie, Dave. It's great to be here. All the way from London.
All the way from London. When did you get in?
So
You've
I've been here all week, actually, yeah.
Okay.
So it's been an amazing week
So
talking
you're
to filmmakers.
caught up on the time.
Just about now,
Okay.
yeah.
Now that you're going to go home and then get re-caught up.
I've had a young baby, so I'm about to get no sleep again.
Oh,
nice.
What is Movidium?
So Movidium is a social network for filmmakers, and it's really two things. It's a profiling part site and a project management thing. So we've got sort of tens of thousands of DOP directors and signed up during our time here at NAB, which has just been the most amazingly kinetic period. So if you can take a look at it here, it's like a profiling site. So you've got a featured film or a show reel.
So this is an individual filmmaker's profile
Yeah, this
in your...
is actually my profile here. So you
Okay.
can see, like, I've got a cover photo, which is a great image that I love from one of my productions. Here's my show reel. Here's other bits of work that I've done, and it's like some social feeds here. So that was talking to various people at the show here. Here are my connections to filmmakers. So we've designed it in a very sort of visual way, specifically for filmmakers to showcase their expertise.
So now, I mean, there are obviously, there are a lot of social networks out there.
Yeah, sure.
And Google Plus, for instance, has
Yeah.
groups that most people might gravitate towards doing something like that. What's the benefit of using a separate social network specifically for filmmakers?
Well, I think it's a really interesting question. I think it's like an absolutely critical for the kind of stage that we're at in the sort of social network, online cloud collaboration time period that we're in. We're dealing with a niche. So in the filmmaking space, this is a professional service tool, so they might not want necessarily cat videos or baby photos in there. Although they do love
Who
those.
does not want cat
I was gonna
videos?
say.
I mean,
So
Bacon and cat.
Exactly. There's a lot of that goes on. But here, it's a place for sort of professionals. You might be making professional cat videos, and you can come and do that here for sure. But it's a place for professionals to kind of filter out. It's a real place which is signal versus noise. So it's purely for professional people dealing with making films.
yeah. And so what kinds of things can we do?
So there's a whole pile of things you can do. I mean, firstly, the social side of it is building out profiles and checking people out and checking out their work, connecting with them and messaging them. And we've got a whole load of great guys here. But there's also the project management side. So if I could go in here and just click into a project, you can see like a number of great projects that I'm working on currently. So if I click on this Vivo Barefoot one, you can go in here and seeing there's a timeline to the project.
Oh, nice.
You can see tasks have been associated to people. You can see the team that is on it. Filmmakers, the call sheet, we've really innovated on that. It's no longer a bit of paper with coffee spilt on it.
So basically you can be working on 3 different films or 3 different shorts or whatever and have separate teams associated with each.
Totally. And get a lot of activity, and it's notification based system. So you're going to get a little ping or a little buzz. So you're definitely not late for call time.
That's
and is
awesome.
this proprietary? I mean, did you build all of this?
Yeah, we've been building this. We launched it to our American community about 3 days ago at NAB, and it's been amazingly kinetic, and we had some superb filmmakers sign up. And
you said how many filmmakers are already?
The exact number is a little bit. I've got to be a little bit vague about that, but tens of thousands of people have signed up.
Wow.
I think it's because filmmakers feel that. There isn't a place on the web that really exists that is for visual people. It's a lot of the list-based sites at the moment.
And so does that calendar I see, does that integrate with Google Calendar
Yes,
at all?
exactly. In time it will do. It will just plug straight in there, so it'll flush all through there. So, again, you can integrate all these things. We integrate with Dropbox as well for a lot of the data sharing. But there's a cool little thing here as well, which gives you the ability to do revisions. So if you've got a video in here and you can click on freeze frames halfway through, and there's comments being made on various bits of the frame here, so you can see. And then if you go back out to the tasks side of it, the tasks engine relates pulls straight into that revision, so you can set a whole load of tasks for people to make. Films take a lot of tasks to get made, so you can assign things to people, and they get notifications, and they can let you know when they've done them, etc., etc. So in the project management side, that's all built into one thing. So it's a real start to finish of the producing, from where you crew up and pull people together to how you actually build it on the canvas of the project, and then how you output and end it and share it with the clients.
You're probably focused right now mostly on small film filmmakers, but
single shooters.
Single shooters.
Single shooters.
I knew there was a better word for that.
It's cool. I'm pleased I got in there. No, it's a really interesting one. I mean, yes, there is space for single shooters, but it's not to say that we haven't had FTSE 250, Fortune 500 companies sign up who are wanting to access the filmmakers, which is really exciting, because it's a key thing for us is to bring opportunity to the platform, so we can actually get people work through here, which is one of the key things behind this. And there's actually a payment engine in here as well through the messaging. So if you want to crew up and pull people together and actually pay them through the system, you can do very efficiently, and you can get a dashboard on how much you've been paid, who's been paid, because all those sort of receipts that filmmakers have in the back pockets and the floor of taxis, we're trying to get rid of that as well.
I can understand that. So is there also like a ranking system at all?
It's really interesting. I mean, I think maybe you can rank hotel rooms, and you can give star systems to hotel rooms, but I think filmmakers it's a bit tricky to rank. So what we've decided to do,
it's all like
it's
opinion, right?
It's an emotional IQ, it's emotional intelligence, it's it's a feeling thing, and trying to connect that with brand is you're a special person if you can do that and tell a good story and message. So ranking not so much, but peer sort of recognition, and that's how we shuffle things down inside the network, and how you can build visibility on transparently build visibility on reliable people who've been paid regularly through the system, people who've got good work. So it's about projecting yourself in the best possible format onto the site, so people can find you. So we're building a lot of data around individual profiles, kit lists, skills, expertise, so we can then go to the means, the people that are demanding that, brands, business, and agencies, and direct them to the right filmmakers.
Awesome.
Cool.
And
Yeah.
okay, price. Is it free?
So yeah, it's a really good question. So for filmmakers to come and set up a profile, it's absolutely free. So you can show your wares, come and show what you're doing. To run a project through it, it's $25 a month. So the subscription is $25 a month, and then there's a commission or a service fee for people who are actually paying through the system.
Okay.
So if you're paying a whole load of 50 guys on your crew, we've got to administer that somehow. So those are the revenue models. But ultimately for filmmakers, the big word is free because that's, we want people to get up their profile, put all their good work up there. And in some cases, we've had guys turning around saying, well, I don't need my own website anymore. I'll just have my Movidium profile, which is a superb outcome.
Very,
Cool.
very cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Movidium.com.
Movidium.com, yeah. If you pop your email address in there, and then you can sign up, and we'll let you on just as soon as we can.
Sounds fantastic. Thank you so much, George, for taking the time to
No,
show us.
It's an absolute pleasure, and I'm glad you enjoyed it.
All right, there you guys go. If you're a filmmaker or wannabe filmmaker or big-time filmmaker, go check out Movidium.com.
No cat videos? No, yes, cat videos. Whatever.
Cat videos work too. I'm Callie Lewis.
I'm David Foster.
We'll be back with more.
Cool.
That was
Thank you,
awesome.
George.
It's a pleasure.
Yes.
Here. It's going to be a complicated one for me. He's at Impartial Geek. I'm at Luria Petrucci. That's my real name. Absolutely. Can you?
Okay.
Movidia. Oh, sorry. Vertex is asking, you need a sign-up key? Is that?
A sign-up key?
Yeah.
No, they do. There are unique keys. We'll be giving out unique keys.
Okay.
Register their email, and then we can sort out the sign-up.
Got it. So just go ahead and sign up Vertex, and then go ahead and register.
Okay.
Okay. And they'll get you in as soon as they're able to. So we're doing IMT first? Okay.
Good,
give
how are
me a
you,
second.
David?
I'm shifting
John,
things
nice
around
to meet
here.
you.
Hey, how are you? John, great to meet you. I'm Callie.
So they moved me around a little bit.
I see that. Awesome. Okay. Well, we will. So basically, when we open, when they turn, we're live, but not live. If you get that, we'll open, and then when we introduce you, at that point, you'll be on camera. But don't worry about the cameras. Just talk to us. Let's have a fun conversation and just enjoy ourselves.
Okay. So which camera will be up when
That is the the close-up camera. So yeah, you'll just focus it there. There, we're perfect. Are you going to do a demo of the screen or anything?
No,
Not
it's going
because
good.
it's not powered.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't have it turned on.
Okay, so we'll just talk through it.
Yeah, great.
Perfect.
We do wireless video transmission
Okay.
for professional and non-professional.
Okay. And so we are introducing you from IMT, or how do you want to?
We do it through our IMT.
Okay.
Then I'll try to work out the brands.
Okay. Everybody has that issue. It's like, we've got this company and then the parent company and then the. All right, we're ready. So. Hey guys,
Welcome back
back
to
to
the
NAB Show
2015.
Live 2015. I'm Callie Lewis.
And I'm Ricky Gervais. What? That's my doppelganger. David Foster. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, that was Dave saving us. Well, Ricky, we have John over here from IMT. How are you?
Good, great. Good to be here. Thanks a lot.
NAB show?
NAB is really great. You know, this year there's such a explosion of unmanned aerial vehicles, the drones and things being used, and everyone wants to get video down from those. And so we make products really specialized for high performance video, both for the professional and non-professional use. But when you really need to get those shots through, our equipment can be relied on for those. So it's used, on cinematography sets where they have, 5, 6 cameras, all live, wireless.
Yeah.
So it's really, when you need to get those shots through.
Okay.
So we're showing at the show. We have 2 little products here at the table. I don't know if you're zooming in on them, but we have the small microlight transmitter that it's really one of the smallest in market, and we have HD SDI input. So you can go in with the professional cameras, cinematography cameras, and really lightweight. It's about 12 ounces, and transmitter antenna on top. So
so what? How would I use this?
So if you're doing shooting a movie, on the professional side, you want to be able to provide the director a handheld receiver so that he can see the framing of the shot. The person framing the video, controlling the camera, pulling focus, this sort of thing. Provides that wireless, real-time, low latency link so that they can do their shot. And a lot of times on these movie sets, they'll have, more than one wireless camera, and we can put up to 12 wireless cameras on a single set. And that's really a big separator when they have so many out there, and everyone's usually under a really stressful environment.
Yes,
and,
just to say the least.
So if the microwave isn't working, that causes a big problem. And so being able to put up to 12 cameras, and then super range. You can go out, a number of miles away from a set. So if you have cameras on cars that are driving around and through buildings and things, or on UAVs that are out of sight from the director or something like that.
And basically the director just selects which view he wants from the monitor. And
Right. So right from the monitor here, touch screen, you can have your 10 cameras lined up, and you just hit one button for each camera, and it'll switch cameras. And he can see the shot that he's interested in.
Okay.
Yeah. And then another feature that we deployed this year is onboard recording. So you can record the shot, preview the shot, and go back afterwards without having to bring the UAV down, pull the SD card out, and put it into a player. It adds a lot of time to the process. So you can record it right on board, and then rewind and inspect the shot.
So it kind of gives you the ability to produce without and save some time on the editing, on the post-production side.
Correct. Yep. You make sure you got that shot, and.
Well, what's the quality of the screen then? Because they're gonna, there's a lot that goes into, like you said, full focus and all the color and everything.
Yeah. So we have it's full HD monitor here, 1920 by 1080. But for real detailed looks, we have an HDMI output, so it can be driven to a larger format monitor, and without having to bring in a high-end monitor. So yeah.
Cool.
And so you have like grips almost on that. Is that on purpose for grips, or is it an attachment of some sort?
Yeah, so it's actually a smaller contained box. We have an integrated battery to run for about an hour, and then you can then.
Let's see the back there.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah. So we have an integrated battery run for about an hour, and then the external battery runs it for about 2 hours. So it's a really long time. Have a little kickstand so you can set it down.
Yeah, okay.
And
it looks like a little Allen wrench almost.
That's right. That could be put aside.
Looks pretty heavy duty too.
Yeah.
Oh, it's rubber.
Oh, it's rubber. Okay.
Yeah. So if you on the set, someone drops it on the ground and it bounce and they can pick it right back up again.
They might actually be able to bounce and catch it because some spring action there.
Yep. So it's very rugged, waterproof. So in rain or you drop it in a
waterproof or water resistant?
Water resistant. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me clarify that. Sorry. Yep. So it has a little overmold and it makes it easy to hold.
Yeah.
And lightweight, one-handed action, and.
And what's the price? What are we looking at?
It is a professional product, and so the pair is around 20,000 for the on the professional side, and on the non-professional, we're looking at bringing that down as well. So
when you say it take up to like 12 cameras, so you would need 12 of these.
That's correct.
So it's 20,000 for just the set of
for
2?
the set of 2. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And so you wouldn't obviously need 12 of these.
No.
So what is the price individually?
So they're just under 10K a piece.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, great for those professional studios who want a little bit of flexibility and not just do one camera at a time, right?
That's right. Yep. And then on the you could also for if you're not in a licensed band, which in some cases, in most cases, they're not working in license. We have it in non-licensed, and that's really geared for the non-professional user potentially. So using license free.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, John. We appreciate you taking the time out to show us. Where can people find out more?
Yeah, on imt-solutions.com. So that's our website.
IMT Solutions.
Solutions.
Yeah. Where are you at here today?
We're in the North Hall. So just in. Of course, every time I have to think of the booth number, it goes away. But we have a big banner on top.
I don't even know our booth number, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't either. Okay, perfect. Well, you have a great rest of the show, and you guys, we're sticking around for more great stuff coming up the rest of the day. Can you end it out with maybe Ricky Gervais kind of accent?
Yeah. So.
That I don't think he's Australian.
No, he's not. He's not Australian. That's right. He's English.
That's
Whatever.
Ricky Gervais slash.
I'm not using
David
my accent
Foster.
today.
Okay, and I'm Callie Lewis. We'll be back for more. He's gonna go work on that. Nice. Thank you so much, John.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Thanks. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, they would appreciate that. Hey, dude. Isn't that awesome? Yeah.
$45. 45.
But they're super comfortable.
We've started a trend.
I'm looking for the chat room right now. I am Dave. I was talking to Leslie at the moment. All right. So Mike.
Is anybody putting in any photos or
way
anything?
better than an Apple Watch, Mike said about that.
Really?
Well, probably not a good idea to fly on a windy day. Are you out flying drones? We're about to fly some more drones.
Photo kite.
Oh, okay. So you don't call them drones. Okay, so we can lead with that.
Well,
you can specify the difference?
Exactly. It's like a hybrid, and I will explain.
Got it. Okay, cool. Hey, Digital Phil, how are you? Oh, Paul said that your accent was awful.
No, I know, and
It came out very Australian there.
Yeah, I know, and I don't know why, because usually I can do a British accent.
Keep trying. I don't know what that was. Hey.
Nice to meet you.
David?
Sergey, I'm Callie. Great to meet you.
Nice table.
Yeah. You're just not supposed to touch it, that's all. It looks good.
Right. I'll introduce you. At that point, you'll be on camera. That is your close-up camera, so anything you're showing, just make sure, like if you're showing the back of something, just make sure so that they can focus in on that.
I'm going to fly.
Hey guys, welcome back to NAB Show Live 2015. I'm Callie Lewis.
And I guess I'm not Ricky Gervais.
No, with that accent? No, not at all.
I'll work on that.
Okay.
I will work on that for next time.
I expect better in the future.
Paul Dixon is going to coach me just like he did signing up for IRC.
Nice. So here at NAB Show, we have there's an actual pavilion like specified for drones, and it's the big ordeal here.
However, this, I hear, is not a drone. This is a hybrid.
Sergey from PhotoKite, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me here.
What do you mean that's not a drone?
Well, it's more like a drone-kite hybrid. It's actually more like a kite than a drone.
You know, I love kites.
Yes.
Good. Everyone likes kites, yeah.
How can you not like kites?
So it's called a PhotoKite. So it does look like a drone. It smells like a drone, but the way that
Can I smell it?
Yeah, go ahead, go for it.
Oh, it does have a very drone-like smell.
It
Yes.
does.
Is it a nice whiff?
Yes, it's a very, very nice aroma.
We actually go for a kite, you know, Swiss kite aroma.
The summer breeze air in there.
Summer breeze makes me feel fine.
So the way it actually works, it's always with the cable.
Okay.
Hence the kite-ness of it. But it's actually how it flies and how it's operated. So in a normal drone, you always have a pilot in the system, right? Someone's flying this thing around. So no one's flying this thing. The way it works, you actually point it in the direction you want to go.
Oh.
So let's fly it over here.
Oh, we're going to fly this thing?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, sicher. And you just kind of give it a gesture.
Okay.
And there, it uses that as a command to go in that direction.
Oh,
so now it's going to go and it's going to fly.
It's just going to go basically in a straight line?
Well, yeah, so what happens is it keeps tension on the cable. And because there's a cable and it can see the forces on the cable, it knows where it is. So it's just going to maintain that position relative to the ground station.
And so are you able to drive it or change direction with the app?
So that's the thing. So once you launch it, we designed this as a journalist tool. You can just launch it and it can sit there.
Okay.
But yeah, if you actually want to frame the photo, the picture, so we're actually getting a live feed right here. And we can move that around. So I'm just going to steer it, because right now it's just filming the edge of this desk. So we're going to move it around a bit.
Can you try and...
Yeah, I'm just going to frame you guys.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah,
so
we want him to have full control. If he has to keep it facing toward him.
I know. It's a little tricky, right? So what are the dots that we're seeing here on the
that's essentially you touch that, and that's how you move it around.
Okay.
So for example, I can also tell it to go a bit further.
Oh.
You know, just to have a bit of a more interesting shot. So here we are. You could actually use it as one of these cameras that's filming us right now. It's streaming live 1080p video uncompressed.
Nice.
And it's really a Steadicam ready to go.
That is awesome. So who's this most useful for? You said it's a journalist cam almost.
Yeah, we came here, you know, trying to make a tool that's really useful in the field, and for people that want to go beyond the the drone, not drone discussion, just get the aerial shot.
Yeah.
In a very reliable way.
So basically, this isn't, like, you don't really need any training to fly a drone. You don't have to worry about flying it into a tree.
Yeah.
You're just going to set it and go.
That's right. I mean, it just maintains the same angle. So
it feels like it's following me, like it's watching me. It's looking right at me.
What happens is actually it follows the ground station. So if you actually walk around with this, then it's your own personal flying Steadicam.
Nice. How much does that weigh?
This weighs about 2 kilos. What is that in pounds? 10 pounds, maybe, let's say?
Maybe Paul can help us in here.
The important thing is, since you have the cable, people feel safe around this thing. So you can physically guarantee that people are not going to be, hurt by this thing. And also it solves the accountability issue.
Yeah, absolutely. And so how long can it fly?
That's not a nice thing. So it's actually getting power from the ground, from here.
Through the cable.
So for shows like this, we actually plug it into the wall.
Oh,
so then that
awesome.
question sort of becomes irrelevant.
Okay, so you could just go for all day long if you wanted to.
Yeah, usually fly
let's
for half an
capture
hour.
a photo.
It's actually recording us right now.
Oh, it's all video. Oh.
Yeah.
Hi, Mom.
I don't know how I feel about that.
We're only on camera,
I'm
like
on video
5
all
cameras
day.
here. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, but you can you, is that a GoPro or is it?
So the imager is a GoPro, but actually what we do is we grab the HDMI output and we stream the uncompressed 1080p.
Oh, sorry, yeah, okay.
Stream to the ground.
Will my iPhone 6 Plus go in there?
Maybe one day.
So how much are we looking at for the kit?
Yeah, the kit that we brought here, it's sort of in low volume production, and there's quite a line already for it. It goes for $10,000.
Oh wow, okay.
So we're actually, it's a Swiss startup. We're based in Zurich, Switzerland.
Oh, nice.
It's a very interesting place to be because privacy is a huge concern there. So this is kind of an attempt to bring a fresh perspective to this whole aerial photography question.
Okay. I like the idea of not having to worry about keeping it, one, keeping it powered, two, keeping it under control. I can leave this and I can do my thing if I want to do jumping jacks or whatever because people want to see that. Then you just have kind of a one-man band kind of show going on.
It's like your own crane or jib.
Exactly.
And you can control. So we can do like more of an orbit shot right here. I'm just going to move it over here to the right. You can you have the full control. This is actually pretty fun. You get this like really 3D effect. So I'm just going to move it down again. And then I'm going to do like a pan-in shot. We have a lot of fun just like playing around with what we can do with this thing in different places.
So it's got 4 propellers. So are you getting audio from the GoPro? Is it going to pick up that propeller noise?
Yeah, actually we do get the audio down, but it sounds like zzz.
Yeah, okay.
So it's not very interesting. But usually you'd use it with a separate mic on the ground, like for mobile journalism.
Yeah, absolutely.
A question that everyone asks is what happens if you cut the cable? Because everything is reliant on the cable here, the power, the control, everything. So there's actually a small backup battery in the tail over there. I'm just going to move it over.
In the blue section there?
Yeah, in the tail section. And that's, so if something happens, it goes into a fail-safe mode and does like a controlled descent to the ground.
Okay. So it's not going to go crashing.
And when you're done, you just kind of reel it back in, or I can do it with a motor, and you can pick it up.
Nice.
Do you want to try launching it, actually?
Oh,
what is
yeah,
it?
do
you want to try launching it?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll just show you really quick how to do it once. You point it away, okay? You give it a twist, like this.
Okay.
And then just don't toss it, nothing like that. You just let it ramp up and let go. And then you press the button to stop it.
Okay.
Here you go.
All right, David is going to maybe hopefully be better at flying a photo kite than doing a British accent.
Exactly. Yeah, you got it.
You
Perfect.
got it already.
And just smooth motions. It's your friend. It's here to help.
Nice.
Oh.
Wow.
That was a pretty fast release, but that's fine.
But I'm actually supposed to hold the cord as I'm doing that, I guess.
Yeah, you want to do like a smooth release.
Okay.
It's all good. It's quite a robust system. We've spent a lot of time.
Because people are going to do just that.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, the other thing is people often ask what happens if the propeller hits you. So we made this very deliberate design decision. So we use these plastic propellers.
So it's not really going to hurt too bad.
They're not very efficient, but you can stick your fingers in it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's not the nicest feeling
right.
Sure.
But there's no blood.
That's important.
I
There's
mean,
no blood.
This is a big thing. I mean, especially as they get bigger, the propellers have to get bigger, and it's quite a dangerous situation.
Right, it can be, yeah.
So this is really optimized for every single gram or every single whatever the imperial unit is to get it as lightweight as possible because we want this to be as safe as possible.
Okay. Well, awesome. I like it. The mixture between drones and kites. So we are gonna. I would love to try that out. I mean, that sounds.
Where can everybody
right
find
now,
you?
Yeah. You can find us in the North Hall. We're in the startup loft.
Okay.
Okay. And like online
what
anywhere?
website?
Online, photokite.com.
Perfect.
Photokite like this.
Okay.
Well,
cool.
thank you so much for taking the time to show us.
Thanks for having me on the show.
I like seeing new things. We see all these drones and everything, and we see now a very new kind of drone shift.
Yeah,
I don't even know what to say.
Well, and the cool thing is,
a more responsible drone.
Yeah, well, and the cool thing is, like, you could set this, if you can plug it in, it runs on power.
Right.
You could just leave it sitting outside of the apartment and as a security monitor, and people would, it's a drone, so.
Excuse me.
That was. Yeah, you're right.
I'm
it
not
smelled great at first.
Drone.
I don't know what it just did.
I couldn't keep that in. Thank you. All right, photokite.com. You guys go check that out and stay tuned for lots more coming your way. I'm Callie Lewis.
And I'm David Foster.
And I'm going to go sneeze some more. Bye.
All right, cool. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Do you want to try it?
Yeah, absolutely. Are we?
We had another quick switch out. You might notice that their dial light, which was
Oh,
going to be
okay.
R11, is here now, so it's going on next.
Oh, okay. We gotta then wrap it up.
Okay.
We gotta wrap it up. I'm sorry. I'll try and run by the booth then. Sorry, we gotta keep things going. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you so much, Sergey. All right. Did we ever figure out that
kilo?
Oh, here
conversion?
we go. 4 pounds. So that is 4 pounds.
3.5 pounds.
3.5 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh, actually closer to 3.5. Got it. And then somebody says 4.41. So somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
No, I'm definitely not allergic to robots, Ben. That would be a disaster. Hey, David.
You want to
How
get?
are you?
Hi.
Callie. Great to meet
David.
you.
Lots of Davids today.
I know. What's up with that?
Not very many Leslies, though.
Do we have the light with us, or?
No, we don't. It's too big.
Okay.
If I put it there, you get blinded.
Okay.
We don't want anybody blinded over here. No. Might melt the desk. Huh?
Okay. So.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
It's fine. Hey, can you confirm? So DJI is out. Is that correct? Okay.
Can
all
you
right.
talk real quick?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. What do you want?
All right. That's all you need. They were just doing an audio test there. Oh, hey. Before. And sitting with us, ignore the cameras. Just have fun. Why not? And is it dialite? Dialite. Okay. Whew. My voice. This is an exhausting week. Yeah. That'd be nice,
I think
right?
we're almost done, aren't we, you and I?
You're our last one, actually.
Yeah, awesome.
Not for the stream, but
yeah, for us.
He and I.
Yeah.
And then we have a
we're
date
gonna
with
go
this
eat
guy.
with him.
They what? Oh no! Did you ask to see
I
if
got
they
a
have
large.
it?
This is a large.
Yeah, it's a.
Yeah, but the
It's a
thing
little
is,
big
if you're
for you,
wearing like
actually.
dress shirts and stuff under, it is a little big. But I like mine a little big because then when I'm cold, I can do this. Like, because you can do this. Look.
Yeah. Nice. Because that's his lifelong dream.
Yes, very, very feminine of me.
Can we get a guy named Goliath to balance the show out since we have so many Davids on the show today?
Yeah.
I don't. That was Sergey who
No,
just
Sergey,
left.
but the guy before him was
bo-
David.
2 guys before him were like David. Yeah, and he's David. No,
Sergey,
he
he's
was
Swedish?
trying to do an English accent.
Oh yeah, that was
earlier.
me. I was Ricky
That was-
Gervais. That's yeah. And normally I can do it. I don't know why with the cameras on I can't.
The pressure. Yeah. So we will make the call out. How about that, Vertex? We will try and find a guy named Goliath just to see.
Dave confirmed no. Confirmed no.
All right. All right. We are about ready to go live. So. Hey guys, welcome back to NAB Show Live 2015. What's your name?
My
Now.
name.
What's
what
your
is
name
my name
now?
My name is Patrick Dempsey.
Nice. And I'm still Callie Lewis. I'm not going to confuse you guys with my name changes anymore.
No, I'm trying to. I'm trying to just follow suit.
You're trying to meet up with me
'cause-
there?
Yeah, yeah.
And we actually have David here from Dialite. So welcome to
Thank
the
you very
NAB
much.
show.
Appreciate you inviting me. Thank you for that. It's good to be here.
Now, what accent is that?
It's a New
Where you
Jersey
from?
accent.
New Jersey.
Yeah,
I-
that's
that's
the
right.
headquarters are. We're
Yeah,
in New
I figured
Jersey.
just over the
Put a bit of
tracks.
an English accent somewhere in there.
Just over the bridge.
You got it.
Well, are you ready to go home? Are you looking forward
Yeah,
to the rest
tomorrow
of the
we'll
day?
fly back, and after a good 3 days here, so it's been very good.
Awesome.
Very good show. It was
Well-
one of our best ones.
Oh, good. Well, that's always good to hear.
You know, and what's funny is we've heard a lot of people saying that this year has been a really good show for them.
Really good
So
show, yeah.
that's
I think
good.
it's drawn a lot of people in, and been a lot of interest, which is good.
Indeed.
Yeah.
It's just a growing industry, obviously.
It is. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, and the expansion of all the new media stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
With, and the drones that we just
Seen there
and-
flying around.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So a lot of excitement this
yeah,
year.
exactly.
So what do you guys have, and what are you showing?
Okay,
off?
we're showing at our booth, it's lighting for towers. So our product range is LED lighting, and it's just to prevent aircraft flying into all these communication towers, all of the ones that go from a couple hundred feet right up to 2,000 feet. And what we've got is on the booth there, the only ones we launched it a year ago was a combined red and white, and it replaces a xenon.
Okay.
And typically the xenon, you have to keep replacing bulbs, you have to climb up, you imagine climbing up 2,000 feet to keep on driving a bulb.
Right.
So you got an LED, and it's we put a warranty of 5 years on it.
Wow, I thought it was hard changing a bulb on a
I
ladder.
know, right?
2,000 feet,
Yeah,
that's a different situation altogether.
Completely different
You
situation.
get an elevator to some of it, but then you've
Right.
just got a hard climb for the rest
With
of
a
it.
harness.
Right.
Yeah, with a harness, in the cold weather. And
So
Doesn't
what's
sound
the
like
life
fun.
of your lights?
we expect it to be 10 years plus.
Oh.
We've got product that's been out that but the first LED product we had was a little side markers on the much smaller towers. And they were launched 15 years ago, and they're still out in the market right now. So that's just proven how long they do last.
Like, what's the difference in energy usage?
Massive difference. We replaced the little incandescent, which is 150 watts.
They actually used incandescent, not halogens or anything?
The
or?
incandescent is the main one on the towers for the side markers.
And when you say towers, you're talking about
communication
like
towers.
airport
Yeah,
Okay.
so you go at night time and just look around, you see all these towers which are either white flashing or red flashing at night time,
Yeah,
and
the beacons.
basically,
Okay.
yeah.
Like when
these
we were
things.
driving to Portland, remember that area? We
Yes.
saw all those red
Oh,
beacons.
exactly. You've got television, you've got broadcast, you've got cellular phones, so you've got all of those people up those towers.
And so as to his question, you were sorry, I think I interrupted you. So your new lights.
So from an
are more
energy
efficient.
perspective, it takes it from 150 watts right the way down to about 1.5 watts. So it's a massive difference in just energy.
Okay.
But the real thing is the maintenance. The cost of climbing up a tower and having to replace it is
Well, yeah,
is
because
very big.
that's hazard pay job.
It is
Right.
insurance, OSHA training, all of which have been done here. But that's some serious money to do
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Yeah. So the one we've focused on here is the much larger lighting now as we've moved up the scale, and this replaces the xenon, and it's the 270,000 candelas of white light on these very tall towers, and we launched this 2 years ago, the very first all LED strobe. So
Nice.
very, very good. Again, it's been right. A lot of broadcasters, a lot of TV stations got all these tall towers out there, and they're paying a lot of money in terms of maintenance on there. Keep band-aiding the old xenon systems up.
So what is there a process that they have to go through in order to get their system set up for your bulbs, or is it just did you make them so they're interchangeable?
It's a complete new system. That's the only sort of drawback, if you like, because it is a new system. They'd have to rip out the old system and put this new system in. But once it's done, it's fit and forget. So from maintenance saving, it's a massive change there.
Out of all the towers out there, what kind of percentage are we looking at that's already switched over?
Switched over, very, very small. We're probably only at about 5 or maybe 10% most. It's a very small conversion at the moment. So a lot of people, they're saving their money, getting it under CapEx, and then want to then do the replacement there. But when you're spending a reasonable amount of money, they need lots of signatures on that.
Yeah.
But from a maintenance point of view, 2 years or 3 years, and it's already paid for itself.
Yeah. They just need a good cost accountant.
Exactly.
There you go.
Savings. So the companies that have that would be my first target. How good's your cost accountant? Oh yeah, okay. Let's talk.
I need that as well.
But in another, 5 to 10 years, where do you expect that to be?
The adoption rate is going to get quicker and quicker.
Yeah.
Support for these old systems now is getting less and less. Getting spare parts, just the pain of keeping them up there is now getting a bit of a headache with them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, well, and that's the thing too. As that technology gets older, it'll actually probably become more expensive to get the
and that's
bulbs.
exactly what
I'm
it is.
sure.
Bulbs are dying out anyway,
Yeah.
so the cost of the bulbs, cost of xenon tubes, all of those have gone up as well. So even the cheap part of it is now becoming expensive.
Right.
Yeah. And,
Which is good for you.
It's great for us, yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's great for the customer, because then he doesn't have to keep worrying about it. Because if his lights are out, he has to notify the FAA that his lights are out to file a NOTAM.
Maybe you could start like a campaign to take somebody out with pellet guns and
file them do that.
start taking out the xenon.
And they do. People in the Midwest do that.
Nice. Well, also, it's great to hear about those kinds of technologies. You know, it's not something that we get a peek at ourselves day in and day out. So I really like kind of, maybe we can go up to the towers once. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not as scared as height. I'm more scared of widths.
I think if you look at, there's one on YouTube which is really good. It's a YouTube video of going up a tower. It's a 2,000-foot tower, and it's above the cloud base.
Oh, nice.
And you're looking at a cloud, you know, another tower that's just poking up there. Totally different scene. It's like a different era. That really is.
Yeah, my brother does repair on the wind turbines.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
So he's up tower a lot, but not 2,000
quite that
feet.
high, but that's pretty scary. That's a fairly high.
That's I wouldn't even go that high.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well, I'm counting on you for a trip up a tower.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking forward to it.
Now, is there any chance of putting a LED that actually changes colors so that if, you know, they could do purple one day, or is it FFA regulated?
It's FAA. They're very stringent. The FAA regulations on lighting is very, very tough.
Gotta be
So what if you had like one red, one white, and then like a purple or something? I mean,
I don't think they'd never approve that one.
I'm just thinking, you know, add some beauty to the night sky, you know?
They've just kept it two colors, white and red, and that's their favorite
boring.
color. So I know.
Wow.
Oh, well. Makes your job easy, right?
Yeah, it does.
If you warehouse, you don't have to store
different colors.
Well, thank you so much, David.
I appreciate it. Thanks very much. It's been great. Thank you.
For at least talking us through that. If people want to come see it that are here locally,
yes,
where
we
do
are.
they go?
We've got the booth there, or our head office is in New Jersey. So
Fantastic.
Oh, you were serious.
Oh, serious.
That is
It's a Jersey accent.
And what's the website?
Pardon me?
What's the website?
The website is www.dialight.com. DIALIGHT.com.
Perfect. Cool. Thank you so much. And you guys stay tuned for more coverage coming up from NAB Show. I'm Callie Lewis.
And I'm David Foster. And hashtag NAB Show. Put you on the tag board.
Exactly.
Share your pictures. Share your experience.
And
Love to see it.
We'll see you soon. Bye.
Great, guys. Thanks.
It's great. Well, we could do that accent.
Oh, yeah. It is. But now we get to go do the fun job, and that's eat. Hey, look, a geek.
Hi, there's a geek right there. Everybody's going to be walking around with these.
Oh, yeah, we're heading out, guys. Chat room. What you got going on here? There you go. You're welcome. You're welcome. Nice to meet you, man. Which is good because I'm starving.
more or less. Yep. Yep.
Ears. Let there be hearing. And sound. Why don't I hear you? Do you have your microphone plugged in? Do you hear me? I don't hear you.
I don't hear me
You need
either.
to put that.
That's
Okay.
the earbud.
Yeah. Probably need a little more volume on Scott.
Yeah. There we are. I hear me out there. I do not. Oh, yeah.
Now
There's a
I'm
little
starting to
bit
hear
more.
you.
Okay.
Am I loud too?
You sound perfect.
Do I?
You sound like a sexy beast, actually.
I look like one too.
You do. You do. So just a whole mess of sexiness over there.
Bring it home, girls.
All right. So we'll get started here in just a minute. They'll cue us up and we'll get going.
Are we good with Joel's microphone?
This is Joel's microphone. Actually, this is Joel talking
This is
into
just
Joel's
Joel.
microphone.
This is Joel's microphone talking. It's a newfangled model of microphone. How was the show for you so far, Joel?
Pretty good.
I should generally wait to ask that until we're actually recording, but we're live anyway, so people are getting a little preview.
Yeah. Well, this is preview. So
Yeah.
we announced a partnership with Aspera and File Catalyst, and our booth is right next to Aspera.
Oh.
So we've been able to have some pointing back and forth.
Was that like just blind luck, or was that coordinated?
Well, that's where we got positioned, and then I thought, how can we take advantage of that? And it's I've been wanting to do an integration for a while.
Oh, yeah?
So I thought, well, now's the time to do it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so you run across all of them?
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's do it.
So there's someone talking inside my head. I think it's Carter in the booth. But yeah, I didn't take my medicine.
It's not the
so
usual voices.
I don't know. All right, Carter, we're ready.
Welcome back to the 2015 NAB show. I'm Scott Ellis.
And I'm John P. Super excited. We did a hot swap there of hosts for those of you in the live show right now.
And we get to close it out.
We do. We're going to bring it home.
It's been a good show.
And we've got a strong lineup.
And we're not done yet.
No, we're
got
not.
a few more to go. And we are here, as a matter of fact, with Joel Stoner. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
You're going to talk to us a little bit about the Studio Suite XI, which is a studio management software, correct?
That's right. Yeah, we call it studio and production management software. It's kind of the business tool of managing a production.
Lord knows we could probably use something like that around here.
Desperately.
Yes, absolutely. So, when you think of putting together a large production, or even if you're a production company or a post house, you've got a bunch of resources that you need to budget, schedule, manage. You want to see those in a calendar. So we've got it set up so that you can define all your clients, all your rooms, all your equipment, all of the services that you provide, along with rates, how much you charge for them, and how much it costs you. Those all combine into a budget, converts into a project, flows out to an invoice, but along the way manages your media assets and does the delivery of those as well.
So when you say media assets, you're talking about the actual media itself, though, right?
Yeah,
The videos,
the product's been around for 18 years. So back in the day, it was tapes. Remember those? Tapes and CDs, and now we're managing hard drives and also just files and folders. So there's a whole barcode check-in, check-out from the old days. But essentially, we call a container, whether it's a hard drive or a P2 card or whatever it is, a reel. and on that are all the files. So we can ingest all the files into Studio Suite, so we can search for them even when the cartridge is gone, whatever that may be. And then if it's mounted, click on it to play that file, get right to work on our edit. So we attached the Final Cut or Pro Tools file, whatever it is, right to the project, so we can always get to it. And then when you are finished with your final deliverable, you attach that back, hit the upload via Aspera or FTP or File Catalyst, and it's been delivered to the client. That transfer has been logged, and it's also been sent out as a billable line item to the project, which shows up on the invoice.
Okay, good. That's ridiculous, because I didn't even know something like that existed. Okay, everything you just said, we do.
Yep.
And we need.
We do it like 14 different ways. Okay, yep. So I just want to back up for a minute because I'm still back on the whole scheduling and like rate sheets and stuff.
Yep.
So can we go back to the beginning of this process?
Yes.
We have an interesting business in that we produce our own content, and so much of what you just described is just part of our regular workflow.
Yep.
Whether we're billing someone else for it or not, everything you said is things we do. We
Yep.
capture, we ingest, we edit, we upload.
Exactly.
But we also sometimes get requested to make actual video content for other people. And like Callie or myself might host a video, and then the team will produce it, and then we give it to them. So we do bill for that kind of thing.
Sure.
We also have had people who say, well, hey, guess what? You guys have a production studio. Can we rent it,
Yep.
or something?
Exactly.
So am I understanding you correctly that we could, for example, load a rate sheet into the system and say, for example, our studio.
Yep.
We're going to charge $500 a day for our studio.
Yep.
If you want a camera in there, it's going to be another $100 a day.
Exactly.
If you want a light, it's going to be $50 a day.
Yep.
And we have this big catalog.
Yep.
And then somebody could call us up and say, hey, we want to rent your studio. And we say, well, what do you want? We check a few buttons and maybe give them a quote.
Exactly.
You could spit a quote out of the system.
Instantly.
Like a printed quote with letterhead, the whole real
None
nice
of that,
quote.
It'll make a PDF and email it directly out of Studio Suite.
Okay. So then after that, they say, well, actually, we don't want to rent the studio. We want you guys to actually produce it.
Yep.
And then we have a line item in there. It's $1,000 for us to shoot it. It's like $5 to get John P. to star in it. Okay. And
raising your rates
actually,
already.
it's minus $5. You get a discount if you do it. So, so then we shoot the video. We produce the video.
Yep.
We ingest the raw content into the system.
Yep.
Now, in our case, we have a big NAS server on our property. We can put it on our own NAS, right?
Yep.
Okay. So we ingest it in. We do the edit, and then when we're done, maybe give them a preview version, and then give them a final version, and hit invoice, and it spits out an invoice for them.
That's the story.
Is that right? You're telling me?
That's what I'm telling you. And there's a lot more to it than that, of course.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Would it be a mischaracterization to say that there's inventory management built into this for the studio?
It would
as well?
not at all.
Okay, that's what I thought I heard,
Yep.
and that's something we've combated.
You mean like
continuously?
Yeah, you mean like, for example, we've got a whole bunch of cameras, and we put our cameras in there, and we somehow keep them in inventory?
Yeah, of course.
Of course, it says. What? No, I didn't know this existed. So yeah okay.
Well, I think of it kind of like a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah.
Our software. Every square is a facet of the business. So there's a contact management system that's tied into the rest of it. So for any client, you can see and jump to every project you've ever done with them, every media asset, every communication, every phone call, every invoice, the aging for them. So they call you up and say, hey, remember the thing we did 2 years ago? Yeah, boom, I'm looking at it right now. We want to do it again. Okay, so I'm going to go to that project, duplicate it. It's got all that whole line item structure of the truck and the 3 cameras and the guides and the edit and the music and the audio and the mix and the colorization. All the prices that you charged for them last time and all of your expenses. And therefore, it's also showing the profit loss right away. You duplicate that project, boom, there it is again. Set the due date, the date for starting tomorrow, whenever it is, and you're all ready to go. It's going to also conflict check all of those resources to make sure that you're not double booking the camera, the room, the people.
So we even put our people scheduling is in there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm really slow to catch on to this.
It's kind of mind-blowing right now, actually. I didn't know this was out there
I'm
either.
just trying to figure out what things it's not going to do that we need to do. What about contract management? Like, we do contracts and stuff.
So those are legal, and they are different every single time, and you need to have a legal guy look at that. So what we can do is, if you get the lawyer to prepare that, everybody signs it, you scan that as a PDF and attach that to the project.
Okay, so then we've got it permanently in there.
Yep.
Now, you mentioned the integration with Aspera.
Yep.
So we know about them and what they do.
Yep.
Are you integrated with particular channels as far as pushing assets up? Do I take them straight out of the system up into YouTube or Vimeo or something like that?
We are also that. So there's Aspera, and so the way that is if you have an Aspera account, chances are you're delivering to the same couple places fairly regularly. And so you define those within Studio Suite, so whenever you've got a file you need to deliver, you pick one of your destinations you want it to go to, select, Burbank, whatever, send, it's on its way.
Okay.
Then an email comes up, you want to send a confirmation email with a link? Yes, I do. Do you want to bill for this? Yes, I do. Boom, it's there as a line item. So another really interesting thing that's going on is that it's turning out that Facebook is becoming the new video delivery platform, along with YouTube. So we've now, directly out of Studio Suite, you can upload content to Facebook and YouTube and Wistia. And then on a nightly basis, we're checking the play counts of those
and
videos,
aggregating?
And aggregating and charting. So you come in the next morning and you can say, oh, it's played 8 times on Facebook and 12 times on YouTube. And over the course of a week or month or year, you see that little chart go up like that.
That's nice.
So if we're looking at our little Rubik's Cube of different things you do, analytics is now a part of that as well?
Absolutely, yeah.
How extensive are the analytics?
Very. So there's a ton of reporting on how much did I use this guy last year, how many times did our cameras get used, should we buy another one, or we do have too many cameras, which client is paying us on time, who owes us money, of the available hours within a month, how many did we actually use, all that kind of stuff. So you can see Studio C is not getting used enough. What do we do in there? We do voiceover. Okay, let's go market to voiceover people. You kind of know that in your head, but it's good to see it in black and white.
Absolutely.
Now here's a question for you, because I hear this. First of all, it just sounds amazing. It sounds too good to be true, but I believe you. It's just amazing. So then the next thought is, it also sounds really expensive. Like, you're going to have different sizes of operations.
Right.
We're a small shop, essentially. Then there's some big production facilities, And so how do you handle, like, I have a few questions. First of all, is this software that I buy and run on my own machines?
It is.
In the cloud? Okay.
Yeah.
So how do we handle licensing? Do you have it scalable? So if it's a small shop, it's one price. If it's a big shop, it's another. And
Absolutely.
Kind of where does it start?
So there's 3 main versions of the product, and it starts with Studio Suite Solo, which is targeted at students and hobbyists that want to learn this business process, because it is a business after all.
Yeah.
Forget that. It's not pretty pictures. It is, but it's a business. So there's Studio Suite Solo. That's $400. Then the next level up is Studio Suite Pro, and that's designed for like the freelance camera guy or a guy that has a studio in his house and he's doing stuff, but it's really just him. Then there's the network version, and that starts at about $4,000, and then it goes up from there based on how many concurrent users you need. So if you have 5 people or 10 people, then it's $12,000, something like that.
5 people managing the system, or
that are creating data.
Okay.
So if they're editing or creating data, that's a full what we call seat. We do have some read-only access we call a web glancer, which allows people to view the calendar. They can also log their time into projects. So I'm a freelance cameraman working for you. Joel, go to this website, log the time that you've spent. So I go in, I'm starting, I'm finished, start, finish, start, finished on a couple different projects. That shows up in the project, you hit invoice, out it goes.
But if we have like a sales guy, and then we've got a couple of editors, and a couple of cameramen, that would be 5 right there.
Yep.
That'd be 5 seats.
Yep.
So, okay.
So it's usually, you'd have one, the sales guy'd have one, the accounting would have one.
Yep.
If there's a scheduler, and then maybe even if you got a IT guy, maintenance guy.
And is the licensing kind of a perpetual, or is it annualized?
Both.
Oh, either way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we offer, it's always been perpetual, and suddenly now everybody's curious about this annual thing or monthly. We don't do monthly, just annual.
Yep.
But you also have to keep in mind that it's a concurrent license. So the camera guy, he's going to log in for 10 minutes, and then he's going to log out.
Yeah.
So it's not buying the maximum number, it's the number that are going
that
to be using it at one
need
time.
to conflict with one another.
Exactly.
If you had 10
yeah.
guys, but they're all going to
Yeah.
only use it occasionally, then you could maybe get away with one license.
Exactly, yeah.
So yeah, okay.
And we do have a cloud-based registration server. So if you buy 5 and say, you know what, we're running out of licenses all the time, I need 2 more. We go boom, boom. Next time you log in, you have 7 seats.
And does this run on both a Mac or a PC?
Yeah, so you install this on your server, Mac or PC. Can be accessed by any combination of Macs and PCs and iOS devices, and also through a browser.
So in our own network, do we access it with client software or web-based? Like we have it running on a server in our data center, and then can we just access it with a web interface?
Yeah, you can. So the best method of access currently is using FileMaker Pro. So our application is written on FileMaker, which gives a number of advantages. Mainly, it's user customizable. But so to access it, you install FileMaker Pro on the clients, starting with this latest release we did in September, which is Studio Suite XI. You can access it through a browser. Since it's our first release, we're calling that kind of a beta. It works, but the next one's going to be better. I shouldn't say that, but it's, of course, true.
You'll just add, it'll be more special.
Always getting better.
It'll be even more special.
Even better. So yeah, you can access it a bunch of different ways.
Cool.
Very good.
That sounds awesome. I'd like to take a look at it.
Definitely.
I don't know how we could, you know, it seems like the kind of thing that you need to adopt the whole thing and just change your whole life with, you know?
Absolutely. So there's a trial.
You don't just dip your toes in the water with that one. You just jump in.
Yeah, and that's a good point. But to answer your question of how you get it, studiosuite.com, of course.
Of course.
But getting into it is a little bit difficult because it's so multi-dimensional that some people go, this is too scary. So we provide quick start training, a bunch of other trainings. There's a ton of videos on our site about, you know, how do you do equipment management? How do you import your contacts? How do I book a project? How do I do a budget? That's all there. And of course, it comes with a nice 600-page PDF that a lot of people love to just read in their spare time.
Carry it around with them.
Exactly.
Yeah, good.
Good stuff. Sounds like this could really tame things around the studio for us a little bit.
It might. We're all over the place. Joel, thank you so much for coming and sharing all the good info with us. You guys, thank you for sticking around and watching all of our continuing coverage here at NAB Show 2015. We've got more coming, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
That's great
Thank you,
stuff.
sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
That sounds really, really cool. It does. I literally had no idea. I had no idea it existed. And everything you described, we do all of it. Everything we talk about, we do all of that. We do it all with, like, you know, like Google Docs and, you know, things like that, you know? Yeah. I have to give it a little bit of thought because I have to think about where do we learn things. You know, we typically learn this kind of. I mean, we're a little different because we learn it directly sometimes, just like this.
Right.
But we go to trade shows and things.
It's a very good question.
It's hard to say because also you need the decision maker. Like you need to actually reach me because I'm the guy who would have to write the check. You know. We don't. No. But we're different. We're a really hybrid kind of thing because we started out as like a web show and then we moved to TV and we got big and we still act like we're little, you know. And I don't know what we're supposed to do. Nobody ever told us how we were the right way to do this, so we just did it. And you know, so we don't read magazines at all. I would say it has to come from websites that. And I'm almost thinking like. I'm thinking Google ad targeting campaigns. I don't know. Ping me and Dave will give you one of my cards. Ping me. I'm happy to brainstorm with you about how, you know, I've got a couple ideas how you could probably reach, but it takes it's a little sophisticated to get a hold of the right people. Yeah. This is a great place to do it. Yeah. Yeah. This is like a shotgun approach, and you really want to figure out how do I do the laser targeting, you know? Thank you, sir. Yeah.
This is actually.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, this looks interesting.
Michelle, we're going to get started here in a second once they start talking in my ear.
Telling us to go.
Yeah, but
we'll do a real quick intro, and then it's just going to be a nice little conversation between us and you. We'll we're kind of cutting them up that way so we can take each segment and edit them down later and stow them up as their own episodes. So.
Yeah, folks are watching us live. Well, actually, they're kind of getting a different view right there.
Yep.
That's our cool little tag board, but they're watching us live. But you know, it's not something that's easy for you to go and do, share or do anything with, or us to share later on. So that's what we'll cut it out. And
where are you out of?
Based out of Los Angeles.
Okay.
Currently, we have offices in London. It's all over the place.
But you personally came from LA.
I personally came from Los Angeles. Yeah.
It's not that much further for him because he flew, but I drove. That was a little bit of a drive.
That must have been quite a drive.
Yeah, we're driving back later today after the broadcast.
Yeah.
Get started. There's voices talking in my head now.
That's okay.
Can't make it?
Yes, cannot make
okay.
it. So we are.
Okie doke. Thank you, sir. But no, we still have, yeah.
But we were gonna have some live music lined up, and apparently, bummer.
Yeah, he won't be able to come play.
Okay.
That's okay. It's one of our buddies. Okay, here we go. We're going to get this thing started.
Welcome back to the 2015 NAB show. I'm Scott Ellis.
And I'm John P. We've got lots of excitement, lots of interviews, great interviews, and another one right now.
Let's go. I'm very excited to have Michelle Edelman here from Vubiquity, because it sounds to me like you guys are solving a problem that a lot of people are addressing, and that is content monetization.
That is true. That is true. I like to be a problem solver, so
that's a big one,
especially when it has to do with money.
Yes, that is true. So Vubiquity is a premium content services company, and I always say that the easiest way to explain it is if you have content, you come to us, and if you need content, you come to us. If you have content, basically we aggregate it for you. We put it out there into the landscape for video on demand, linear streaming, SVOD, EST. We basically bring it to market. We've got relationships with about 500 content distributors, major studios, all the television networks, broadcasting, cable, the independent guys. We build channels as well, put them through our processing system, and then output them to about 500 distributors, what we call service providers globally. We're in 37 countries. We translate into 15 languages. We basically have launched the video on demand landscape in the United States and all over the world.
Wow.
So if I'm creating a show, building an audience, starting to get some traction, and I want to take my monetization maybe further than I've been able to do on my own.
In the pay TV landscape.
Then I would come to you guys.
Yeah, we'd actually work with you on something like that. We've got, there's some unique properties that are launching online that have just started coming to us and saying, hey, can you get us into the television landscape? We actually can. I mean, we've got some unique models, some unique business models, some unique customers that we're working with that want kind of web-based shows in the pay TV landscape, and that's what we're doing.
What sorts of things do you look for in a show that comes to you in terms of vetting them, whether or not this is going to be a good fit, or Is it just based on audience? Or
really depends. Audience is a big factor. So for example, we were the first ones to start the karaoke channel. Like karaoke was not a channel on television, and we packaged it up in an on-demand scenario and brought it to market. Screensavers were a big thing on screens, but not on television, so we made them available. Things like that. So things that are niche, unique, that might be good for the marketplace.
So one of the things, we've been doing this for a little while, and there are a lot of people who come to us and ask us, how do we follow in your footsteps? And of course, the first thing I tell them is we take a diversified approach to revenue generation, because if you rely on any one individual source of income, you're kind of at risk.
Sure.
And but in order to generate any revenue from doing this kind of production, you have to first get some kind of an audience. You've got to have some minimum level of production value, and of course, you need to create compelling content.
Absolutely.
What kind of content do you guys find to be easiest to monetize? Is there a particular kind, if people are looking at getting into this business, which a lot of people are, what would you say to them?
It's interesting. We coin ourselves as premium content services, but the question is, what is premium content today? Premium content for us, as we start out, it's movies, feature-length movies, it's television shows that have made it on air, it's the networks, it's everything they bring to market, it's the independent. So we say right now it's really the content that people are basically buying, renting, and purchasing for the most part. That's going to change. We're going to start building channels around new content. Awesomeness just did this deal with Verizon. When Awesomeness hit the marketplace, they were just a web-based kind of, online content distributor. Well, they've gotten relatively big. They were acquired. Now they're doing deals with larger distribution companies. To watch that happen is really miraculous, and I think it's going to go even further. So we've been getting calls from companies like that are saying, what can we do? How can we take the content that's available on what we call the mini screens, bring them to the large screen at the same time? So audiences are important. Brand awareness is important. Any sort of following is going to be good for us. When we get the calls from the guys that are popular, it sparks an interest right now. For the most part, where our business is really kind of flourishing is Hollywood hits, TV shows that everyone's kind of clamoring for, independent films. So that's where we really do the majority of our business.
So let's say that you got a call from Conan O'Brien, and he said,
I'd love to get that call.
Yeah, I know, wouldn't that be nice? And he says, hey, we do a little show, and we'd like to get it more distribution to more channels, et cetera.
Yeah.
What would you tell him? Where could you take Conan O'Brien's show? What would you do with it?
Right. I wish Conan O'Brien would call me.
That
I don't
would be
know
nice.
if he's going to.
Yeah.
But everything's about rights in our business. There's the whole term about windows and rights and where things go. And depending upon what kind of deal he's got and where he is in his, kind of his overarching like show structure. But let's say an independent guy calls and he says, listen, I've got 5 million followers on YouTube or whatever, and I want to develop the show, and we'll take a look at him, we'll say, give us some of your stuff. There's opportunity there. Like we can definitely go down that road. I'm waiting for that call from Conan. When he calls, we'll bring him in, and
I'll tell him to give you a call. I'll tell him to reach out.
That would be great.
What I've heard so far is that there are licensing is a big monetization channel. What are the other options? Are you actually selling ads into the shows, or
the advertising business is starting to become a big thing. So the way that we work is we license the content, and people, as I said, if you want content, you come to us. Why? A, there's so much of it. B, if looking for it in, as I say, uncovering every rock is very, very difficult. We've got it all coming. I always position us as we're like the bow tie. If you think of a bow tie, you've got like one open arm. We've got all this content coming through. We're the processing. We're the pipes. We take it, we process it, we package it with the metadata, and then we put it out there. So the other side to the bow tie releases it to all these distributors worldwide. That's what people are looking for. They're looking for the end result where they can can get their content out there to, to so many different distributors in the marketplace. So think of, every cable operator that's out there today, every telco provider that's offering content, these satellite providers will be going into the digital landscapes pretty soon. So we'll have the capabilities to basically distribute everywhere. So let's say you've got a film, you're in a film market, and you've just taken it to Cannes or whatnot, and all of a sudden you get a distributor. That distributor comes through us, we push it out, and your film goes. That's the beauty of what we do.
Now, one of the other things that people are very interested in when it comes to any kind of monetization is understanding their return on investment.
Yes.
And so there's a lot of requests for analytics and things. How do you guys handle that?
We have a ton of data. I mean, so my job specifically, I run marketing for the group. I spent 15 years at a major studio. My job was to turn movies into money, as I would say. So when the films go out there in the marketplaces, what can I do to work with, any one of the distributors to drive more usage, to increase buy rates. And the more you do, the more you promote. Listen, marketing is king, we know that. So the more you do, the more you promote, the more awareness you're going to get, the more buys you're going to make. We get the data from all of that. So I can tell you kind of at what point in time certain films that'll do the best. We know, for example, horror films don't do well on small screens. Isn't that amazing?
It's not that scary, right?
It's not that scary, exactly. We're also embarking in this new model called electronic sell-through. Well, what is that? So electronic sell-through is essentially where people can buy buy movies and keep them on their devices. Well, you know what's driving that market? Moms. Interesting. Who were the first people to buy DVDs and put them on the shelf so a kid can watch them 47 times?
Yeah.
Moms.
Makes sense.
So now, I call it the digital mom. The digital mom is coming into the marketplace. They're realizing they can buy, and they can take it with them in the car, in the grocery store.
Entertain those little kiddies.
Want to watch Frozen for this?
Keep them busy.
Yeah, for the 72nd time. Here you go.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
And it sounds like, kind of jumping off of what John was saying, that we're on the content creation side, but from a buyer's side, one of the big values you're providing is that you've really vetted the audience and the content that's coming in, so it's much easier for them to say, here's what I'm looking for, you find the right match, and they don't have to worry about doing all that homework and all that back-end research.
As I said, there is a ton of content available today, starting from like the major studios down to certain people that are developing films, and we'll pretty much look at everything.
Okay, so if somebody is out there watching this right now, or later when we create an episode.
And they're like, I've got a super popular show. I want to make money off this thing.
Exactly. I'm going to give you the name and number of our sales guy.
There you go.
But are there any particular things that you guys are looking for right now that have maybe been a little bit harder to find, that somebody who might be producing that content would say, hey, I need to
we work with a number of distributors that are out there that I tend to push content towards. I've seen everything. I've seen everything from like the independent films to these very eclectic events, like the strongman contests and the professional eating contests and everything. But there's an audience for everyone. It's amazing the things that actually do relatively well. If you've got something and you think you have an audience and the audience is that big, give us a call. Our sales guys, of course.
Right,
call the sales guys.
Where do they reach out to you guys? What's the website? How do you want them to reach out?
Ubiquity.com. We just launched our new website. It's fabulous. There's a contact us. Contact us, please.
There you
go. We're always looking for new stuff. If you want content, come to us. If you have content, come to us. We are the premium content services company.
That is a pretty good position to be in.
It's a great place.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
You guys, thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned. We got more coming your way. We'll be right back.
That's fantastic.
Thank you. And thank you for bearing gifts.
Yes, that's wonderful. We didn't even get to talk about them, but
yeah. That is
a
really cool. We've seen a lot of, tchotchke-ish things. I've never seen that one. Yeah, I've never seen that one. And you plug it in right there. That's pretty cool. That's awesome.
I love it.
Yeah, but I mean, to be able to have a pen in your pocket and have an emergency charge right there. Yeah, it is. It is. Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks again.
Yeah,
they'll
Ken.
come up
Yeah.
Make sure you get unhooked properly.
We're gonna. So the next, what are we doing next? Is our panel? Okay. Right. Essen is not here, right? So we're going to go right to the panel here in just a bit, right?
When they all arrive.
Okay, cool. Okay.
We've got three companies. We wrote them in there.
And we told the panelists we're going to do it at so in about 10 minutes or so?
We told them get here at 1:15 for 1:30.
Cool. Okay, so let's just let everybody know. Carter, can they hear us? Am I live? I'm live. Okay. Hey, guys. So what we've got coming up is we've got our final panel for the day coming up here in just a little bit. Final panel for the show.
Yeah, that's it.
And it's going to be on drones. So that should be a good one.
There's a lot of drones here. That should be a very interesting conversation.
I can't wait because we missed all the fun. I did. I don't know about you. I didn't get to do any of the drone interviews.
I've barely been on the actual floor itself.
Yeah. So,
so
we're going to talk about drones. So you guys don't go anywhere. Give us about 10 minutes or so. As people arrive, we're going to get up here and we're going to do our little panel on the drones, and then we'll close it out. So don't go anywhere.
Questions. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
All right.
All right. We'll be back. Hey guys, welcome back to our continuing coverage of the 2015 NAB show. I'm John Peake.
I'm Scott Ellis.
And we have a very special guest. You guys know we've often talked about and we've used the iOgrapher, which I love very much. We've got Dave here joining us, and you are completely distracting me with all kinds of new versions of the iOgrapher that I never dreamed of.
So you were such a big help at first to getting us launched, honestly. I mean, your love for it spread, and we had some great sales from your thing. So I actually owe you some money, I think.
Good, yeah.
We'll do that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, so since then we've grown to like 12 products.
That's awesome.
And I'm here at the show. I'm showing off my iOgrapher for iPhone 6. We're live with Periscope right now.
Nice. Hi guys on Periscope.
So I thought we would do something like fun like that.
Okay, we got to back up. I want to go back a little bit in history because you had a dream a while back. You are actually a teacher. Are you still teaching?
So, since we last spoke, I was at a convention called VidCon.
Uh-huh.
And we happened to be very lucky and be next to the Best Buy booth. And they happened to see a lot of people at our booth because we had just launched the iPhone 5 case. And so they came over, what is this? Tell us all about it. Wow, you should be in Best Buy. We're like, sure, you know. So lo and behold, that's turned into, we made a deal. We're going to 1,000 stores in June.
So you're no longer a teacher.
So I retired in
have
December.
A totally different, okay, but let's explain what happened.
Yeah.
So you used to teach,
and
you taught production type stuff. And one of the challenges was for students, it's hard to get low cost, high quality production gear, but you're like, well, they're all carrying around production gear in the form of an iPad or an iPhone.
Right.
And so you had this dream of making some sort of a case that could help them use that tool. That's where
it all started.
It came from, right?
That's where and going forward with that, I mean, we got to a point where we were using them in the classroom. Of course, we did the Kickstarter, we got funded. And then we started doing multi-camera shoots for football, streaming live over the internet. I mean, when I left the school, I mean, the boosters were crying, how are we going to do our multi-cam football game next year? I'm like, well, I'll still help you out and whatnot. But yeah, it's just built into where we're in schools all over the country, broadcast schools, USC, Missouri, Texas, etc. And the Miami Dolphins just emailed me. They want to do some stuff for post-game stuff.
Wow,
the
very
Celtics
cool.
use it for training. So it's just gone beyond whatever thought. I mean, I was expecting I'm going to get a nice little teacher's pension one day, and now it's just been crazy.
I'm so happy for you.
You have a couple of very impressive rigs here with you. I don't even know where to start. So walk us through what we're looking at here, a couple of new cases?
So this is, and it's funny because my whole life I fought with my students about shooting in portrait view. Why do you, that as a sin in my class.
Oh yeah.
So here, I'm shooting with Periscope in the portrait view, so it's kind of making me, it's crazy. But this is the iPhone 6 case, the 6 Plus.
So they're going to put it, they've got it on that camera there for you.
So the iPhone 6 Plus case, we've got a wide-angle lens that we make. We also make telephoto.
And by the way, that lens is, you can remove it.
You can remove the lens.
Trade it out, right?
Yeah.
Trade it out.
It's a, what is it, 37 millimeter?
37 millimeter. Actually have a macro underneath it.
Wow.
Oh, very
So
good.
now you've got just the regular lens. So you can, and there's adapters out there to put on DSLR lenses.
Yeah,
So if you want a
really?
50 millimeter Canon
Ridiculous.
lens and you want to shoot some really crazy stuff, you have that opportunity as
And
well.
by the way, I like that you've got it with like a little brass line.
So when we first started with you, the first versions were all plastic, and people were stripping them. They were like, "Oh, let's put the lens on," you know. And so that we kept replacing them because we wanted to be very happy. So we decided to make a whole brass ring. Then we had to make that from scratch because there was nothing out there like it. So, and then on this particular model, we added 2 different quarter 20s. So now if you want to do your Meerkat or your periscope, you've got that. If you want to just go normal.
Oh, very smart.
And of course, you got your 2 shoes. You want a light or a microphone on there and stuff like that. So that's the new.
Nice.
And
nice.
that's a mold prototype, and we're going to start shipping those in about 30 days.
Now this is the iPhone 6,
That's
but
the
you're going
iPhone
to
6
make
Plus.
6 Plus. Now I noticed you also have like little, it looks like little feet right here.
Because my wife is very adamant that it needs to stand alone.
It needs to be able to just stand like that.
Yep. And it should.
Well,
in
it
theory,
probably would, except
without
the
microphone.
the microphone is taking a little bit off balance.
I think it's when I have the lens on it, both they
oh
both
yeah,
stay
probably
'cause
then
they
it balances
counterweight.
out.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so that's for the iPhone.
So that was that.
6,
So,
but this.
So that is something that I just kind of went crazy with.
Oh my God.
And we've been showing it off here, and we just let people see it the other day because we filed the patent on it.
I just want to know when I can get it.
You'd be one of the first to get it. So I thought, God, we have this. The GoPros are ridiculous, but the selfie stick and all that. I mean, come on, let's make this into a little 4K camera rig, right? So we hooked it up to our friends at MXL. They have this great little adapter that you could plug into the audio port. And then we've got a Marshall HD monitor on there, and now you've got this great rig to go shoot steadily. And you saw how the handles are nice and thing. And so we've just been getting great buzz and people like, I need it now. Here's my money. When can I get it? So we decided.
How are you going to launch this one? Are you going to do it as a Kickstarter? Or are you just going to put it in the store? What are you going to do?
You know what? I really
do it as a Kickstarter.
I thought about that.
Why
you
not?
Think so?
Why not?
Okay, good.
Why not? There's no reason not to. Okay,
You're right.
Pre-sell a bunch of them on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And then it goes into the store. Fulfill those orders first. Everybody wins.
That's a good idea.
Our guy Gio's been shooting a lot with the GoPro while we're here, so I'm pretty sure he's already salivating just looking at this right now. But what interests me is I've been doing more and more travel. Going to go overseas later this year. I have been trying to figure out what is the best possible rig to take with me to shoot in multiple formats, to be able to do audio and video podcasting while I'm there, but I want it to be as light and slim down as possible, but still give me the best possible quality. And I'm seeing 2 very good options for travel right now.
I mean, I'm thinking this would be my #1 choice because it's so many options.
Yeah,
Plus,
because
if you
got
want to
an
edit.
iPhone 6.
I've got a 6, that's the Plus.
Okay.
But they're coming out with the 6
We're
later,
coming
right?
out with the 6 later,
Okay.
yeah. This was, so Best Buy wanted exclusivity on the 6 Plus. And then we're making kits for them with the Mini and the iPad Air that are going to have 2 lenses and the case, and specifically for Best Buy. So
awesome,
pretty fun. But yeah, so this, I mean, I can't stop playing with this. I've been shooting like crazy with it. 128 gigs on your iPhone, right? I mean, there's plenty of room. Edit right there, and send it up to the world.
And when will the version for the 6 come out? Do you know?
I would say 60 days probably, because we just started on the mold on that one. We didn't think the interest would be there, but it is. So.
What about other devices, non-iOS?
I wish I had $1 for every time I got that.
We've been asking that since day one, right?
The bad part, I'm such an Apple fanatic. Of course, I bought my watch, and I'm making a iographer for the watch. But no, it's just
that would be sweet.
So you go, hey. But so people are, and if I can find, if you two would tell me this is the device you need to make for Android, I'll make it. But I want specific, that model, because there's so many different,
it is hard.
And it's just too hard to pin down on it. But
I think you have to, honestly, I think if you did it, it'd have to be a Samsung, like an S6, for example. That'll be the most, there'll be more people with like an S6 than anything. They'll sell 10 million of those or 20 million of those, but it's hard to say, because comparatively, since the Android market shares the entire pool of customers.
Right. So, and I'm excited to see
Actually, you know what? Dave just suggested in my ear here. It would be interesting if there was a method of making it slightly adjustable.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, spring-loaded or
We've been exploring
that.
that.
That's much more secure because those really snap in. They
That's
lock
the thing.
in.
And then the more pieces, the more expensive. And so we're trying to keep the prices. You know, this is $59.95. I mean, we're trying to keep everything really nice and cheap. So.
How much are the lenses to add
lenses, we sell them for $39 on the website, but you know, there's all kinds of lenses you can find out there from range and prices. And then we do big bundles where you can get 20% off the whole thing if you buy it all. And so it's been, accessorizing has been a lot of fun because we just get so much stuff that's thrown at us, microphones and these, I mean, all these different mics that are pro level mics that you can connect to this devices just using certain cables is like, wow, you know, because audio is so important with it all. So
endless possibilities.
And that's the thing. And people are you going to make one for the iPad Pro? And I'm like, I don't know if people want to carry around a big, you know, we'll see.
Maybe if you do, you'll have to have like a Steadicam rig attached to it.
Yeah, really. So if people want to get one now, where do they go to
Iographer.com. We're also B&H Photo.
What all
do
do we have them for? What all devices do we have?
So we've got the iPhone 6 is pre-ordered today. So if people want it, get it now because we were selling them like crazy. And then we got the iPhone 5, 5S. We've got the iPad Mini, the iPad Air, and the Air 2 is going to come out next week. So that'll be good to go. And then the full-size iPad. And lenses, microphones, tripods, whatever you want. So we've got the whole round of it. So based on what you're saying, you both want one of these.
There's no. I don't want one of those.
Okay, I want a couple of them.
I want like 5 of those, okay, so we can use them all over the place.
Okay.
But yeah, and I honestly think you should kickstart that thing.
Okay.
I think that would have a lot of success.
Okay.
And I'd like to see you sell, you know, $100,000 worth of them before you even have to go build the mold and
That's
put
good
it out.
to know.
Why
good to
not?
Know. I'll do it.
I don't know why not.
Because I trust everything you do, and I follow
I don't know
you.
about that, but
absolutely, no, it's a great idea. I just remember last Kickstarter was such a white hair raising experience.
It will be.
But I was new then, and now I kind of think we have a little bit of a name. And
plus, you have all those people who backed you before. You know, people know who you are. You know we'll help in every way we can to push it out, and a lot of other people will.
Okay.
And I think you'd have a lot of success because this reaches beyond the iOS marketplace. There's a lot of people with GoPros, and they would love to have a rig like that, you know?
And literally this came out of my frustration for holding my little, here's the little LCD, great, it's touch, but I can't see it, you know? And I'm getting older and I need bigger things, so.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
Cool.
Well, Dave, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you,
always
buddy.
a pleasure
to
have
you on. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
It's also always a pleasure to have you guys tuning in for the live show. We've got a lot more of it, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Marketing manager. Whoa. Marketing manager.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. I was just checking to see if we're actually live. Can the gang hear us? Okay. All right, gang. We're getting ready. We're they're loading stuff into the old machine back there. So we're going to do our panel here shortly, and we're going to talk about drones, and flying copters, and strategies for video capture and photography and all that stuff that goes with it. So it's going to be fun and exciting, I'm sure.
Totally.
Scott, this is our last panel.
I
This
know.
is the last event. Geekbeat has been broadcasting all week long. We should call it Geek Week, but it's
We
Geek
should,
Beat,
but it's NAB.
Yeah, but this is the last one. So you guys are our you guys are our big bang,
Finale.
big grand finale.
You guys saved the best for last,
That's
right?
right. That's right.
All right.
And then after that, we're gonna.
Is there an encore?
Just like everybody else, it's going to be funny because we've been walking around this little mini city. We do have one more guest, and then we're walking around this little mini city here, and then we're going to watch it be destroyed.
Sergey, nice to meet you. Hi. Nice to meet you. Sergey.
Hi, Willis.
Sergey.
Nice
Scott.
to meet you.
Hi, Scott.
How do you do?
Hey, Sergey, I'm John.
Hi, John.
Nice to meet you.
John, Scott, Sergey, Jason,
Yep.
Willis.
So what we probably ought to do is stand up then, because if we're going to all five be here, it's better.
What?
Stand for 2 hours yesterday.
I know. Because, well, does he have a chair?
Yeah, they brought a chair
Okay,
up.
all right, cool. Make sure that we put Sergey's name in here.
Sergey, who's on tour?
There he is.
That tethering device, like, sold by itself, or is it?
No, we sold this together as together. Ready to go.
For the FAA, that's
Yeah.
How you doing? A powered kite.
We're not live right now, are we?
Well, we're kind of
Sort of.
live. The audience is watching, but you
Hey,
know.
Paul.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm
Carter, you might
I'm on
take
this
down-
panel. We're apparently live on
Take
the
down
air right
Willis's-
now.
Take down Willis's.
Oh, I have to take.
mic.
I have to take
No,
away
you're
the phone.
good. No, you're fine. They'll just turn
This will
down
be a
your
very
mic so
interesting
that you can have a,
conversation.
a semi-private conversation.
Hey, I still have that super secret device with me. do you want me to give it back to you before you leave? You do need it. Oh, come. Okay. You need to leave now. Okay.
Oh, I think it's okay. I mean, I don't know, unless Willis wants something.
Okay, well, I got two things for you. One is we just had the last show was more than amazing. We had David Copperfield actually, and his director and producer. It was no joke. It was pretty awesome, and there was no magic involved. The other thing is the super secret device is in my backpack, the Cinebag in the room. So just grab that. Are we
Hey,
live?
Do you want
sorry.
any?
I
no, it's
gotta go. I gotta go. I'm
do
sorry.
you want
Willie,
any
about to
props or devices or anything? You're good, right?
Okay. Okay. Right. No,
Yes,
no.
I hear you.
You want me to bring like props? Oh, I could like.
You don't have to. Yeah,
I mean,
I know we don't.
I would love to. I mean, I don't think they'll give it to you.
We'll just leave it on there. It's okay.
All right. I'll leave my phone as a prop because we use phones as a video monitoring
it away.
device.
We can take it away if you want.
No. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine to have
This
toys
works on
sitting
both
around.
of ours.
We
so.
always
It does,
have
yeah.
Toys. Toys are good. Leave toys out.
No. It's fine.
Nobody
It's fine.
puts toys away. Nobody puts toys in the corner.
You're not a what?
We're not on air right now.
Apparently
Well,
we are.
live. We are live.
But we're just chit-chatting, right?
We're just chit-chatting for right now.
Yeah,
Chit-chat.
we're just chit-chatting. We're waiting for them to give us the go-ahead. That they've got to get all the lower thirds right and all that stuff for everybody. And
Can I do a quick shot?
Just make sure there's no
Sergey,
E in my
we're
last
going to
name.
do a microphone check on you. So the trick is you've got to stay kind of close to that one, but keep talking. What did you have for lunch?
What did I have for lunch? I think I had some dreams for lunch. No, nothing for
Do you want him? Does he need to be closer to that, Carter?
Is it on?
Is it on?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? There's a green light on the back of
Now
the
it has been turned on. Can you hear him, Carter?
Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Hi. Hello, hello. Yeah.
He's got to be. Try again.
There's some sort of special irony. There we go.
There we go.
Troubleshooting microphones at NAB.
Excellent.
So technically, if he flies that inside here, it's.
Yeah, actually, we were just doing that.
I don't know. Is it getting in the way of the shot? It's okay, right? Sweet. Oh my God, that is awesome.
I'm just gonna, film with it.
No, I know it won't be. It won't be.
Good thing you're sitting there.
That's funny. Are you taking a selfie? Is that how you take selfies now with your little drone?
It's actually more for people than other people, but
Right.
we can do that as well.
All right, reel it in. We're gonna.
It's interesting.
He's about to get us started, I guess.
Okay.
He's gonna give us a countdown. I'll do this. I'll do like a 3, 2, 1 with my fingers. Not that you guys have to pay any attention to it at all, but we're gonna run a little jingle, and then Scott and I will kind of introduce you guys, and then we'll just get into the panel discussion, chatting about stuff.
Talking about drones.
Yeah, drones. All right.
Welcome back to the 2015 NAB show. We're here wrapping it up. This is the last show of the week.
We saved the best for last, Scott.
We did. This is going to be a good one.
You know, for years we've been having we've had increasing numbers of drones and copters start hitting the market. They're really like the hottest thing out there, and everybody wants to play with them. Nobody quite knows what to do with them, and we have no idea where they're going for the future. So we said, you know what we should do? Let's put a panel together.
Let's find out.
A panel of experts, and that is what we have. So we've got Willis from DJI. Thanks for joining us. We've also got Jason from Replay, and we've got Sergey from PhotoKite. Guys, thanks for joining.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you, yeah.
So we have lots of questions, and I know you guys have probably all the answers. We're about to find out. The drones just really started coming to market.
Is the sound okay?
Yeah.
I'm trying to determine.
Now we're unfrozen.
We're apparently having some problems with the stream, guys. I'm sorry.
It's that popular.
Yeah,
we have millions of people watching it. We just crashed it.
We just crashed
NAB.
Let me see what's
They're
going
mesmerized.
on here. Carter, what's going? We can keep going. All right, so what we'll do is
we'll rewind.
We'll rewind just a little bit. So let's start back. So DJI started out by manufacturing controllers.
Yeah, flight controllers, and they're basically the brains of the multicopter. So it makes it easy to fly. Now, drones, as you say, they came from years, decades ago. That it's cool. It's like a video game. You get to control something, whether it be a flying copter, whether it be a car, be a single rotor type of copter, and it was great. It was fun. You could do things that you can't do in real normally. But then if you put a camera on there, you open up a whole world of possibilities. Now, all kinds of industries from, say, entertainment. That's a big one, right? You got search and rescue. You got agriculture. You got real estate.
Surveillance.
Military. I'll let you take military.
Yeah, military. We have military. We have motorsport, racing as well, and that's kind of where we came from, being a camera company. It's, to us, a drone is another mount, a DJI, our own. It's another mount. It's another way to go film a movie. Instead of mounting these on race cars or on bicycles or wearable, or tactical things like that, we saw the drone as just another mount. And so building a gimbal, which has been able to basically marry the camera to the drone and get this cinematic look, has been this convergence between the two industries. And I think we aid in each other's ability to grow and scale and really offer the shooter this really great advantage.
Now, one of the challenges has been, since this came from kind of an RC hobbyist place, and you had people who were really hardcore. You know, if we looked at the bell curve, these were like the really super early adopter type people. They were committed to having fun with these toys, these very expensive toys. But if you had people who were beginners try and come in and start, you know, experimenting, they would crash these devices. It was an expensive way to learn. How's the industry getting over that? I mean, there's a lot of new technology that's trying to make things easier for people, right?
Absolutely, exactly. Well, you've got GPS, of course. You have waypoint follow and, you know, home features. So basically that has made it really easy for just the average Joe. I'm the average Joe in terms of drones. I'm everything camera, and I can fly any of these. You know, the DJI that we've got our own, and you know, you can literally tell it where to go. It sits up there and hovers, and it's really easy. It's real simple. It's gotten us into that just because of its simplicity and the other mount. Flying helicopters is really difficult. I remember we bought a helicopter to fly, and you pull it out of the box, just like an RC car. You put a battery in it, you fire it up, you're all excited, and the thing crashed in 12 seconds. So it's like, wait a minute, what did we do? And that was about $1,000 worth of pain. So,
yeah.
So these drones have really simplified it for the average consumer and the professional.
I might add there, so aerial photography itself, my microphone doesn't work. Aerial photography itself is around 150 years old. So some of the first aerial photos we have are from 1860, Boston.
They send them up in a balloon or something?
Balloon. 1906, there's a kite that was used to document the San Francisco after it burned down, basically. I think the real thing that made this accessible is consumer electronics. You know, inside each of these devices, the real heart of it is the inertial sensors, the rate gyro and the accelerometer, right?
Hold your mic just a little closer, apparently there.
Each of these devices, you know, it's constantly stabilizing itself. So like 1,000 times per second, it's figuring out how it's rotating and adjusting its propellers to match. And this is only possible thanks to the rate gyros and accelerometers we have today.
So the micronization of all of these technologies is contributing to the ease of use.
Just 10 years ago, it would have been like $20,000 to buy a military-style, you know, IMU, which is now available in your smartphone for $10.
Built in for free.
Yeah, exactly. Just that convergence of technologies, it's really the same. It's like what he's talking about. All the sensors, all the data that you can capture in milliseconds just makes it easy for these things to fly and stay up there. I mean, it's amazing how advanced the software is. The larger companies out there building these smartphones and tablets, I mean, it's not just the camera and the drone, it's this also so that you can actually, you know, view what you're doing. So really this convergence of all these products have made this whole experience better for everybody.
So one of the, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's okay, you go ahead.
I was going to ask, one of the problems that has plagued consumer electronics in general, and it's improving, but has certainly got to be an issue for you guys as well, is battery life. So for something like a drone that's going to use a fair amount of power, what are the challenges to extending the battery life, and what are some of the things you guys are looking at to help make these things stay in the air a little bit longer?
Protect them, right? Because if they have a power loss,
and
that's catastrophic, right?
Technology has been advancing like astronomically, super fast, right? So something you get today might be the end of life tomorrow, sometimes. Yep. So let's kind of like rewind back to the flight controller. Flight controller is the product that holds all the intel, all the data, all the sensors and everything. So if you have the GPS in the flight controller or connected to the flight controller, it has these detections of battery life, for example. So a year and a half from now, or a year and a half ago, we had the DJI Phantom 1. We used the off-the-shelf batteries, the LiPo batteries, the 3 cells, and you know, we'd be lucky to get like 7 to 10 minutes or something like that. But now, since technology has grown ever so fast, there's these the smart adapters that we have, everything's chipped in there, that there's a lot of protection in there, and it communicates with the flight controller. So let's just say 30%, you're flying your drone and your battery is down to 30%. It's going to
notify.
Exactly. It's going to take out. I'm going to take out my phone. It's going to notify me, and it's going to start honking at me. It's going to it's like full blast volume, no matter how much, no matter how low my volume is. It's going to tell me, hey, your volume or your battery is too low right now. You need to bring it back home. Now at 20%, it's going to automatically come home. And that's like a built-in safety feature, all jam-packed into that tiny little flight controller.
So you don't break your $1,000, $2,000, $3,000
exactly.
machine.
Exactly. And now it's like 1,000, right? Because before it could be like something like 20,000 or more, $100,000 drone. So at like 10%, if you continue to tell it, don't come home, it will automatically start to descend really slowly so it doesn't just fall out of the sky. So safety is definitely one of the biggest concerns and the things that we build into the flight controllers.
Now, the battery isn't the only thing that can take a machine down. You can also hit things. You can run it into a tree or a telephone pole or a wall, depending on the wind conditions and the capabilities of the pilot. So what kind of things are drones doing to protect themselves from my stupidity, my inability to operate them?
Well, they're hard-coded for one.
And what are we going to see in the future? How smart are these going to be as well? What kind of things do you see coming down the pipe?
Yeah, they can be proximity-based. They're also hard-coded so that they just hit a ceiling to meet regulation and laws, and they don't fly into airplanes and things like that. So that if you do get a consumer that maybe is not aware, or
tries to take it up way too high.
Yeah, they try to take it up, see, oh, hey, look how great high, or look how high that is, and they end up in trouble. We hard code things in there so that they don't get themselves into trouble.
I mean, the holy grail is really obstacle detection.
Yeah.
Everyone is trying to do that. Once drones are actually aware of the world around them, that changes the game. So at the recent CES, you probably saw an Intel demo where they actually, for the first time, flew through an obstacle course at reasonable speed.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to do this.
So how are you guys going to incorporate those kind of things, and how is the industry going to do that? Are we going to see like the little parking sensors like you have in your trucks miniaturized onto these things so that when they get near something they just stop, or do they have cameras that they can see obstacles, or what's going on with that?
Well, like you said, with the sensors, I mean, with having proximity-based sensors and beacons, sorry to cut you off, and then cameras, it definitely aids in that.
Once again, technology is growing ever so fast. Pretty soon, I wouldn't be surprised, a year, 2 years from now, it's all going to be jam-packed into the drone itself. There could be little sensors that sense things from 5 to 10 feet, and obstacle avoidance.
The fuzzy logic to know not to hit things.
Exactly.
So we talked about safety a little bit.
Yep.
When it comes to safety issues, we've been hearing a lot more recently from the FAA, who've had a thing or two to say about drones.
Our best friends.
Yeah, I'm sure. But I'm curious as to, one, how closely are you guys able to know what's coming from the FAA in terms of the types of regulations that they're going to lay out for drones, and how are you addressing those issues?
We have a team. Well, we talk to the FAA on if not on a daily, then on a weekly basis to regulate what's in the sky and to how to accommodate them with our products, because safety is obviously number one. And of course, they got to be reasonable, we got to be reasonable, and we're revolutionizing technology, we're revolutionizing the world. What drones can do with this world, or to this world, can be really good. There are many things, like for instance, like the whole search and rescue thing. And just everything in general. Like I could go into detail of every industry, but as far as the FAA goes, we have a team that's kind of like on top of it and knows what's coming, what's the law right now, or what's the rules, the guidelines, and what we have to do to make sure that all of our guys are protected and they're doing it right and they're flying commercially to make money, obviously.
Is anybody concerned here on this panel about what the FAA is going to be doing?
Well, there's a push and pull, of course. When there is a new technology or maybe something that's coming to the market and it explodes, it starts to get into nooks and crannies that maybe we never foresaw that it would be in. Yeah. And it's not until something happens that somebody realizes, oh wait, there wasn't something written for that. Well, it's like cameras too. From the camera perspective, they're everywhere. They're in our pockets. They are our lives now. They're documenting everything that we do right now, especially. So we always find that you don't really know, you can't foresee everything, And so when something happens and there are these massive events around the world, it doesn't really become apparent until that. And then of course you work through all those little obstacles, and it's good. It's actually it creates prosperity and all those things, and you work together and figure out a nice median so that we can all continue making these great things.
Yeah. Sergey, you look like you have something on your mind.
Yeah, I'm trying to phrase it correctly. So the technology right now is still at a very early stage, right? I mean, DJI didn't exist. Okay, they existed as a company 5 years ago, but to the outside world, I mean, this is an explosion over the past 3 years, which is an incredible story, incredible stuff. But there's a lot of stuff out there that's just being kind of put together right now. And some people, really, it's a whole kind of zoo. Some people do really amazing job with the equipment, like DJI, with testing it, doing fail-safe code, stuff like that. But especially the bigger rigs, which are kind of lower volume, I find are more commonly custom built from kind of off-the-shelf components. And what's really worrying here is that the technology involved is so sophisticated, like GPS. Yeah. The satellites are thousands of miles away, okay? The technology involved is so sophisticated that no one truly understands it that well, and especially its failure modes. So what happens is, the failure mode is catastrophic, right? You have these big rigs that cost, weigh, 100 pounds falling on people, and it'll work 99.9%, but it'll be that 0.1% that's going to kill someone and has killed someone.
That's a good point. I mean, it's so new that we haven't begun to see what the bad stories are. Anything we've seen so far hasn't been that bad, but there's bound to be something catastrophic that's coming down the road.
On that note, one of the interesting things about new technologies and technologies as they evolve this quickly are the unexpected things that people do with them. Have you guys seen any particular use cases for your drones that maybe surprised you or were a little bit more extreme or just different than what you had expected from somebody using a drone? Any good stories?
I think every single story I hear, like 90% of the stories I hear from forums, from just people calling in, surprises us. Like, for example, we even get requests. Here's a quick example. Like, you guys know Pink's Hot Dog?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So there's one on Hollywood, on Melrose.
Yeah.
So they called us and was like, hey, we're doing this thing with a radio station, 100.3 The Sound, and we want you guys to fly the hot dog and deliver it to someone. So I was like, oh, is that what you guys think this is for? All right, that's innovative. That's great. That's something completely different. Sure.
Yeah.
We'll do it, and we did it, and it was a good publicity stunt. And but that's just one of the examples. Like, yeah, sure, that caught me off guard.
Yeah, hot dog delivery.
Hot dog delivery.
I've never heard that one.
More.
Yeah, yeah.
You got something? Camera delivery, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Camera delivery.
Yeah. Well, it's new to us. So in terms of the drone, like I was telling Willis earlier, there's this convergence, and I'm sure we'll get into a bit. But we built the drone because it's a mount. It's another mount for the camera. We use DJIs for our camera as well. We use professional, large $2,000, $5,000, octocopter, setups, and this is just another one that fits in between those ranges. And it's specifically built for a particular industry. So, and those requests were similar to his, but they were to follow around race cars, around race car tracks. They were for agriculture, or not agriculture, actually for surveillance, to go out in the fields, and they have to be quiet, and they have to be stable so that we can shoot at night, we can shoot during the day, you can shoot at speed, and you can do facial detection and a lot of other things. So basically similar to his story, maybe stories about the Amazon Prime service. Obviously they're exploring the market as well to drop off packages and stuff. So.
Yeah, I thought that was just an April Fool's joke.
Yeah, so they're going to keep
coming. I guess they're kind of serious about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is a good point. Is you talk about high-speed chase vehicles, if you will. That's something that's replacing a different type of much more sophisticated technology. Like you'd have to get in a helicopter with a pilot and a big camera, and that's the only way you could chase a vehicle around the track.
Yeah, perfect example. We've been racing Baja 1000 for years. There are people in our company who've been doing it for 20 plus years. And one great example is you're down in Mexico, Baja, Mexico, and you have these $1 million trophy trucks racing down from the top down to the tip, and the major teams lease helicopters to literally chase the trucks all the way down to the tip to make sure that these drivers stay safe. Because on these race courses, it's all open land or private land, and they're owned by ranchers or whatever else, and there's booby traps and obstacles and things, dangers. People die there every year. And so not every team can afford to lease out a helicopter or buy a helicopter, and they just don't have that budget. And so this is where drones kind of fall into that safety aspect in this racing environment where they can follow their vehicle all the way down. It's affordable, it's safe, lightweight, they can do multiples.
Cool.
And that's really great for like waypoint following, fits right into that, or beacon following, so.
Well, we're running out of time, but Sergey, kick us off here. What do you think we're going to be seeing over the next 3 years? We've already seen a lot of change in the last 3 years, but any big predictions for what's coming, what's new, anything else?
Sure. So no one knows what's going to happen in the future, so these are just blind, uneducated guesses. Obstacle avoidance, 1. Indoor localization, 2. So think indoor GPS. Another thing
we got that, by the way.
Sweet.
Sorry.
User interaction is going to change, the way we actually interact with these things.
Okay. You guys, anything else?
Nothing that I can say.
Oh, okay. I heard you talking about your super secret project.
We have many super
so.
secret projects.
Nice.
And it's going to blow everybody's minds, including mine.
Nice. Jason, anything else you think?
Like he said, super secret projects, and it's more it's more on the convergence standpoint for us. It's the integration between the two products, camera and drone, and it's everything from gimbals, and of course you have wireless transmission in there. That's going to be a huge part of this as well. It's the controlling, it's the viewing, it's the broadcasting, it's all the sensors. I think as we see more come out in other smart electronics, everything's going to be smart at some point. So.
Something like VR. That seems to be like a very popular subject these days. To fly like a 360 camera, 3D.
Be cool. I'm kind of looking forward to the day where I could take out a little copter of some sort, some configuration, just toss it up in the air, maybe put on my little VR goggles and get a virtual view of it, maybe wave it off with my hands or give it some voice commands, make it super, super idiot-proof. I'm kind of looking for that day. I don't know how far away we are from that, but...
We might be able to have drone baseball one day. Maybe just a bunch of drones are playing baseball.
That would be insane, wouldn't it? And then
hitting a ball out in the field, and you have one out in outfield catching the ball. So.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
I'm just glad nobody said they're going to turn on us anytime soon.
Yeah, so I don't know, Terminator style. Yep. All right. Thanks, guys. We really appreciate you all wrapping up the show with us here. And we appreciate all of you sticking through 5 days of live streaming coverage. This is it for this is it for the NAB show 2015, and
it's been fun. We've seen a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
What can I say? This has been a great week and one of my favorite conferences.
That's right. You guys, if you have any final comments, you can tweet them at us. Use the hashtag NABShow. And we'll be taking all of our individual interview segments and uploading them so you can look forward to that over the next few weeks. So thanks for staying tuned with us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.